stick the dragon in there, and you need greenskins into the pit. For me, the best thing that you can do with the dragon is set up fortifications with a drawbridge in front of it, and set up something to make the drawbridge go down and come up, go down and come up, so that it can just shoot fire out. Bonus points if submitted before the first. I will definitely take that into account, yeah. We'll definitely take that into account. That being said, though, it's time for you guys to say hi, YouTube, or hi, VODs channel, because these VODs don't go up on the main channel anymore. They go up on the VODs channel, which can be found in the chat, !VODS, which is blind extras. Can't it melt the drawbridge, though? Yes. Shh. Don't worry about it. Today, we're going to be diving back into Machinewaters. Hello, VODtube. Hi, YouTube. But right here, that's where the VODs go now. So if you subscribe to that YouTube channel, !VODs or blind extras, yeah, that's the channel that VODs go now. I would like to hit 1,000 subscribers on that channel so that I can make ad revenue on that channel, because believe it or not, YouTube premium revenue is actually a large portion of my YouTube revenue, which is all gone now because I don't post it on the main channel anymore. So if we could help get those numbers up over on that channel, that would be awesome. But of course, if you're just tuning in, this is Machinewaters. Machinewaters is at the bottom of an ocean, like on an ocean floor. And today we're going to be building some defenses. We've prototyped some lava shotguns over here, which I've mostly got to a point where they work. They don't work as well as I'd like them to, and I need to put them elsewhere, otherwise they're not going to work. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to build a suspended, how do I word this? The suspended defensive structure up here. We do, of course, have some lava over here. So we can do some things with this lava because there is lava up here. And we have more lava that gets pumped up here, and we can use this area to redistribute lava elsewhere. I think I'm going to go in here and deconstruct, well, maybe not deconstruct, but at the very least, reroute this lava from up here to somewhere else, and change this prototype. Maybe just deconstruct the levers and keep some stuff. But this prototype is going to be moved because it's not in a good spot for us currently. We have a petition. They want a Doctor's Guild. Well, that gives us something to do right off the bat. I'm not going to unlock dwarf naming right away, but the dwarves named in the fortress are Nutty Wombat, Umush, Devilish Potato, Acre, and Ashir, as well as Baka Glass and Bioactive, Bungie, and Cameron, as well as Cornithrum and Darius Cardin, Elfie Bean, and In Fragrance, Flykick and Fudiko Casper, and Gimli and Rat. I think I missed the R in Raz's name. Unless there's a... No, never mind. The letters are in a different order there. Eraslim. Erazrin? Kiliat, King the Space Disco Fox, Korab L, Lanix, Lyagushka, Magus Nashoid, Napalm Sideburns, Nicolaf, Nutwick, Ordith, and Pandasaurus Rex, Paul Harvey, PB, and Proud Nime, as well as Presme, and Raptor, Rednas, Raging Cavill, and Ryo Shincat, Stellanitis Stone, Telenartho, and other Telenartho who showed up, and Tyler, the Dark Hunter. Yes, Flykick is in fact the holy meteor, religious figure of the fortress. I need to move my sub count over just slightly. And we are going to build us a Doctor Guild Hall. So where's the hospital currently? The hospital is still just this. Okay, so we need to build a better hospital and a Doctor's Guild. Were you in the military, Warfu? Because that makes things a little tricky. Because military loses their nicknames all the time. And then I can't sort by them. Okay, so military we have, Korab, we have Spear Van Ori, we've got Van Ori. We got Raw Meat as well. Currently, upon a quick glance, it doesn't look like it, Warfu. Also got a lot of peasants I need to put into the military or do other things with. Means of crafting and masterwork. But yeah, the next little bit is just going to be me playing very slowly and going, what was I doing in this fort? For the next little bit. That's going to be the majority of time spent, is what in the world was I doing in this fort? Because turns out I've got a lot that needs to be done. And I need to remind myself of all of it. But brief tour. We've got this lower kind of crafting area, which is also where we're farming. One layer up, we've got a bedroom layer. This is the nice bedroom layer. Then we've got the tavern. Then we've got this area, which is currently being used for nothing. Then we've got kind of the power, and then there's 2 guild halls here. And one of my mason shops got knocked over, my stonecutter shops. Then up here is military. And then up here is food and kitchens. Because Twitch font isn't optimal? Oh, wait, you want me to, like, make it Cave the Second instead of Cavil? Because I could absolutely do that. I could totally fix that. Raging Cave if you'd like. Leave it? Okay. Raging Cavil instead of Raging Cave. Like, I never even put 2 and 2 together. Roman numeral. I don't think in Roman numerals anyway. All right. So Doctor's Guild. Oh no, there's a dead puppy in here. My puppy farming is far too efficient. A bit dark at this point. Why is this dog named? I have several questions. Are you named because you've killed that many other dogs? So there's so many dogs that they're raging. This dog has become a legendary figure because they've killed so many other dogs. Two dogs, actually. Stone. That's kind of distressing. Anyway, let's build ourselves a hospital, shall we? I've also got like various like skeletons, just kind of not everywhere, but like in various places. But not notable dogs. I mean, I've had some pretty random notable creatures in the past, but I think that that's part of the fun of Dwarf Fortress to a degree. Let's do an olivine hospital. Because I have a lot of olive vine. Things become notable based on their kill counts. Or, like, deeds that they've completed or something. So a dog or a yak would become notable if a yak killed a bunch of other yaks or something. So this is going to be my hospital. I think that'll work. One of your notable yaks killed a minotaur. That's... Did he just, like, kick him in the head? And his head collapsed? But good for him. Hell yeah, that's impressive. Shoutouts to that yak. Headbutted it to death? You know what? Okay, so the concept of, like, a minotaur getting headbutted to death is kind of funny because minotaurs have horns. So it's like, clearly he didn't headbutt back hard enough. Clearly he should have headbutted harder. Just had weaker horns, clearly. Yeah, maybe it just didn't also have the bite. I just didn't have the power to face it. Yeah, I mean that's like when that bunny rabbit drew blood from a vampire by biting it, right? Like we've had stuff like that happen too. There's been multiple moments in my fortresses in the past where it's like, oh, a bunny rabbit bit like, I don't know, a minotaur or a giant or an ettin, and it's like, and it did damage to the ettin, like notable amounts of damage to the ettin. Which is kind of crazy, if you think about it. God, there's so many puppies. There's so many puppies. There's so many puppies. And piglets. And puppies. Back from vacation, slaughtering puppies, as it was intended. Seen a rabbit bite off arms? Okay, I have a question. Have you ever seen a rabbit yawn? That guy could take off an arm, okay? I mean, like, they are remarkably toothy and they have remarkably large mouths. No question. Rabbits might be cute and fluffy, but that guy could take off a forearm. No questions asked. Easy peasy. Just gotta, like, drop and chomp, you know? Before you know it, your arm will just be missing, and you'll be like, wow, what happened? I lost my arm. Oh my god. Hold on a second. They could also fly. How did we get to that? Like, jokes aside, how did we go from rabbits removing limbs to also they can fly? I beg your frickin' pardon? You ever seen sea turtle mouths? No, but I watched a video of a girl getting her finger removed by a snapping turtle recently because she tried to pet it. She goes, oh, look, it's a turtle! And then goes to pet it, and it's just like... Chalk that one up to Darwin. If the turtle's shell looks angry, surprise, it probably is. Hey, Rami, your dwarf's still alive, by the way, still in the military. But long story short, we are just barely grazing by 350 paying subscribers, which basically is subscribers without counting primes or gifts. And if we can hold that number from the 1st of July until October, we get moved up to a 70-30 split on Twitch, which would be incredible. So that's why there's a command there talking about that. And people are probably going to get annoyed with me nonstop talking about it until October. But frankly, it's something I'm really hopeful to get. So yeah, don't pet Bitey. Bitey is not good for pets. I can assure you of this. Do a chalk roof. It's good to be back, Mac Daddy. How's things, dude? I was back yesterday, technically. You just got back from yours? Welcome back from vacation. How was your vacation? Uh-oh. Did a round of diorite floor. We'll do a stripe of diorite. Why not? Learning is sometimes painful. Generally, I would assume it wouldn't require removing limbs, though. But you're having smoked pork belly. Ooh, that's always good. Never gonna complain about smoked pork belly. People keep asking me if I have a smoker because I have 80 cloves of garlic on my patio, which I cleaned all 80 of them last night. And because I grew them starting last October. So first off, everybody that I know is like, hey, can I get some garlic? But it turns out, like, you figure out who like wants to be your friend real fast when they find out that you have 80 cloves of garlic on your patio. It's like, what do I got to do to get some garlic? So I got that. But people keep asking me if I know anybody who owns a smoker. I'm like, I don't live in Texas. Nobody owns smokers here. Which isn't totally true, but I don't know anybody who owns a smoker. So I will not be smoking my garlic, unfortunately. Snappy the turtle with a top hat? Snappy the finger remover. They'll show you a magic trick and make your fingers disappear. All right, so let's go up top to here. You have a recipe somewhere for garlic chicken with garlic and garlic? That seems like a good garlicky recipe. In this house, we take all the amounts of garlic used in recipes and double it, so I will have to double that garlic. But sounds like a good recipe. I almost wrote the word garlic instead of olivine, but, you know, here we are. We're making a second floor for this, I think. You could eat 80 cloves of garlic in an afternoon. Your next day might be a little tough, but you see a ghost? Yeah, right. Thanks for reminding me. I noticed that when I was recording. Yeah, it's literally my mayor. It's Benar Erish. Erish admired Lens, who is my mayor who died, trying to, yeah, there it is. Who is my mayor who died attempting to take part in a parlay, so I'm actually going to memorialize them in front of the mayor's office, because the current mayor is now Nikolaf, who is now single ex-husband. But he's Haim brave, so he will keep us alive. But, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go, I'll do you guys a favor, chat, because I'm sure you guys are partially as much of a fan of garlic as I am. So I'm going to go take a photo of my garlic out on my patio. You guys can watch these dwarves assemble this, and then I'm going to stick it on Discord. Do you think this mayor likes garlic? That a good idea? You got a mayor that likes making backpacks? I mean, there's worse things that you could make than backpacks, but at least it's not traction benches. There you go. Ben's been put to rest. Let me... Farming. There is now a garlic update image on the Discord, which I'll show on stream in a second here. I'll also post it on Twitter. And probably Masto as well. Current status of garlic, chat. It's one of two piles. Do I ever do that 3D view thing? No, not really. Well, I mean, it depends on which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the isometric one? That thing makes your game crash like nobody's fucking business, so I don't use it like ever. But yeah, no, I don't use it. And then the other one is probably a rendering thing. You'd pickle that garlic? I'm just curing it and drying it. Like, you don't need to pickle it. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I don't dislike pickled garlic. I'd rather have, like, dried garlic, though. So I'm just curing it and drying it, which means I'm going to have garlic hanging in my apartment for the next 2 months once it's done outside. Yeah, No Moria is dead, though. No Moria has been dead for a long time. There you go. There's also tweets up and a post up on Mastodon of the garlic. But yeah, No Moria is dead. It's been dead for a while. It's kind of unfortunate, but that's what it is. And now I know that you can say, oh, but Innomia exists. And yes, it does, but also pretty much dead. It's not much more alive than that. No Moria was always just a kind of a sad, well, maybe not sad, but admirable imitation of Dwarf Fortress, which never really caught up to Dwarf Fortress. So because of that, it was always kind of hard for me to play even when it was in development, because it was always like because I streamed it a couple of times way back, and it was always like, well, I could just be playing Dwarf Fortress right now. Why don't I just go play Dwarf Fortress? So it was always hard for me to keep playing that game, because it was just like, well, this thing is just like a relatively shallow imitation of a game that's very good, and I would rather just play the game that's very good. You know, we could actually just build the roof from this side. I don't even need to go over there. I don't even need to build another set of stairs. That's fantastic. And Enta Rordon, thank you very much for that Prime subscription. Jack, can I get a round of beers for the brand new Prime sub? Thanks, friend. All right, so this is going to be our Dr. Guild Hall. I'm going to make a meeting zone up here. And also, I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to make another meeting zone down here. This one is going to be a Dr. Guild Hall. It should be grouped with the other doctoring jobs because they're all grouped with that type of job, which is nonsensical, but makes sense if you're nuts. All right. And we can come up with a better name for that. Let's call it the Healer of Healing. That works. And citizens only can visit. And we're going to attach this upper one to the same guild hall, the Healer of Healing. And there we go. They are now satisfied with the guild hall. Yeah, I mean, like, and then when people ask me to compare games like Songs of Six to Dwarf Fortress, I'm like, well, I don't. The reason I don't is because it's different enough from Dwarf. Like, if you see me playing a game that is like Dwarf Fortress, it means that it is different enough from Dwarf Fortress that I don't really compare the two, because if I can compare the two, I don't want to play the new one. Does that make any sense? We're just going to fill this up with amethysts. And it's like, and that happens to be pretty frequently, where like, I'll find a game and I'll be like, oh, this seems neat. And then I'll play it for a little bit and I'll be like, man, I'd rather just play Dwarf Fortress. And then I don't end up playing the new one, which is usually what ends up happening. So if a game is different enough from Dwarf Fortress that it stands on its own 2 feet and it's doing things interestingly and differently, then it's compelling and I'll play it. But if it's not, then I don't know. You know, I don't. Also, I just got a DM from the developer of that dungeon crawler that we played yesterday, that demo. Apparently was very happy with the video that I uploaded this morning. Which, for reference, is this. And any likes and comments on this video are greatly appreciated. And if you want to leave it up and let the video idle for the hour that it runs for, with it muted in another tab, that would also be extremely helpful. Because I'm trying to, like, rehabilitate my YouTube channel, which is currently in a state of turmoil. According to the YouTube algorithm, anyway. It'll recover eventually. It's just going to take a little bit, I think. So let's go up to here. I'm going to go around the edge here. I'm gonna do this with chalk. So this area up here is going to end up being a hospital. We're going to run gold tables up into here. These are going to be for operating. Must be inside. Come on, you. There's like one tile right there. That's just rude, game. Some migrants have arrived. Gotcha, gotcha.
Thanks to @Ralph015 for my sub gift. Cooler 1 yay by Blinds merch, people. Also, banana.
I heard through the grapevine that Cooler was able to acquire a mug. So Cooler has been mugged. Which is good to hear that we were able to successfully mug Cooler. It required me mailing merch to somebody else and then them hand delivering it to Cooler, but we were able to do it. So yay. I'm glad that Cooler was able to be mugged like the rest of us. Also, shoutouts to Cooler, who did the vast majority of the art for my merchandise and vast majority of the emotes and the vast majority of the art that you see on this channel. So thank you, Cooler. I need to deconstruct these ramps at the end here. I didn't end up needing them anyway. You can multi-level zones? Yes, you can. Yeah, you just need to attach them to the same thing. So this is the healer of healing, and this is also the healer of healing. You just have to make 2 separate zones and then attach them. A forgotten beast named Castrodoli? Castrodoli has come. It is a towery scaling bristleworm. It has a knobby shell and it squirms and fidgets. Its chocolate scales are oval-shaped and overlapping. Beware its poisonous bite. I shall feel its poisonous omnum. Well, it's not somewhere where I can get to it. So bristleworms are terrifying, though. Ruled of the moist. The moist. Why is one of my dwarves green? It's turquoise, and it's because they're a vampire. That's actually a legacy dwarf from a previous fort. Hello, monkey monk monk. Those things. It's ruled love the moist. It's weak, frail, and clumsy. 500 years old. But yeah, no, the turquoise dwarf I have is a legendary dwarf from previous forts. So, oh, also we were building the most gaudy library I've ever made in my life over here. I kind of forgot about this, but this is the most gaudy library I've ever made. So it's also a double layer thing. It's the mechanical library, lower and upper layer. Chat was saying that it looks like a steampunk tank. Got this roof on top, which I don't disagree. I think the water wheels around the edge kind of do make it look like a steampunk tank. But it's kind of awesome. Then over here this is the captain of the guard's space right here. So the captain of the guard has like this 3-tier house with a dining room and office and then bedroom and then, you know, just a roof area with a little patio and balcony. There's just a rotten kidney on the ground. I like this game. There's just a kidney sitting there. It's just a kidney, you know. This is just a kidney. You gotta be kidding me. Most feng shui of kidneys? Something like that, yep. Let's get rid of these last 2. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I feel like we should put a couple more at the end here. And then we're going to go up top. And that's going to be the new hospital. So I'm just going to make a zone right here. Now I could extend the old hospital, or I could just simply move the old one. We're gonna move the old one. So all of the jobs transfer. And pop over to the old one now, and I can just delete the zone for it. And they will just move everything down to the new one. And also, thanks for the follows, by the way. Seen a couple of those. Fun fact, chat, because this channel just barely has 25,000 subscribers, it allows me to apply for official media badges for PAX. So I no longer have to like pay for PAX tickets. I can now just apply for media badges. So like previously I've gotten media badges, but I've gotten media badges by going via Twitch. And Twitch used to have this program, I don't think they have it anymore, where they would like, they would have some specific partners that knew to ask, basically, would get given badges to go to PAX for free. But I didn't get that the last 2 PAXs I went to because they stopped that program and I no longer qualified, and I couldn't qualify directly. So we also need to make a Miners Guild Hall, apparently. That's pleasant. Well, I could make a Miners Guild Hall, like over here. Which would be kind of suboptimal, but I could do it. The crows are squawking so much they're getting hoarse. It's that season they're roosting, which means they sit outside and they scream at the cats non-stop. And they're gonna do that probably for a couple more weeks. Let's use Marcus site for this area. Because it was squawk, 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 squawks. Like their voices crack after a while. It's kind of funny. Like if they sit there and caw for a while, eventually like they stop cawing and just start. And that's when I have decided that they are a little hoarse. The wall of amethyst. Well, I guess we have to put more amethyst windows in here. One, two, three, four. 1, 2. Okay. There. Store dog kidneys in my room? I feel like my landlord might complain about that. That's horrible. Rog? You thought they were birds, not ponies? They are. But his voice is a little hoarse, you know? Actually, it's probably Mommy Crow screaming that, I have babies up here, fuck off, cat. I will actually hurt you, says Mama Crow to the cat. And then the cat goes, I'm dopey and don't know how to catch a fly because I'm a fat cat. BRB, gonna go get more food. Most of the cats around my building are very thick. See, everybody's up here making dad jokes, but nobody's over here making mom jokes. I have a question. Why are mom jokes like about somebody else's mom, but dad jokes are just made by all dads? As a non-parent, I don't understand this. Like, it's just kind of an accepted thing that dads tell bad jokes. Corpulent kitties? Yeah. Because women are objects and men are subjecta? Subjecta. Is that a word? I'm assuming it is. Got a dwarf throwing a tantrum. And I've got a dwarf that's been missing for a week. Well, that's not good. I bet, I bet that it was ice that encased this dwarf. I'm willing to bet there's a dwarf right here. As long as it's truth bombs and not truth social. Still was found dead? Must have just been a brutal tantrum. Because I know that somebody just tantrumed. But still was just found dead. Was there a tantrum? Yes, okay. So, Olin, the Spearmaster, tantrumed. And seems to have murdered at least 2 dwarves. Olin, congratulations. You are now disrespectively discharged from my military. Would I recommend? It's just a demo right now, but I would absolutely recommend checking out the demo. Well, fortunately, Olin can go to prison because we do have a prison where Olin can go. So fortunately, we can simply move them there. But I'm not certain I have enough extra coffins right now, so... Okay. We're gonna go around here and we're gonna do this. So yesterday I gave my thumb some repetitive strain pain because I was blocking blue checks on Twitter, but not actual people, just like random storefronts that sell crappy AliExpress knockoff bullshit that all have almost identical names and the almost identical description and are just largely spam, which are the only ads I see on Twitter anymore. To the point where I'm starting to believe that it's a conspiracy that, like, somebody is just, like, paying them to advertise on Twitter. My thumb hurts. But yeah, Sleepy Moon Moth, I would very much recommend that game. If you like traditional dungeon crawlers, go try the demo if it's still available. I think the demo's still available for it. No, the demo's been taken down. But definitely go wishlist it if you haven't just yet. Definitely go wishlist it. Gotta earn back that 42 billion somehow. It certainly seems that way. All right, so Ravod has gone into a strange mood. They claimed anything yet? Nope. I got added to a Bitcoin giveaway list the other day, and I was like, for fuck's sake. It's like, I don't like Twitter, and I would rather never use Twitter again. But realistically, I kind of need to use Twitter for work still, right? It's still how I get code keys for games quite frequently and stuff, so, like, it's useful. I need it. Also, Mr. Magical Finger Remover, Snappy Turtle by Elfie Bean. Quality. Much appreciated. Do-diddle-doo. But yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to the conclusion of the contest. I think that's going to be a bunch of fun. Got a Nautilus shell bracelet. What are those stairs made out of? These ones? These are made out of jet, if those are the ones you're talking about. Yeah, jet's hard to come by, but it's a pretty material. I, like many others, am a big fan of the color of jet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sometimes disturbed by the fact that I get more traffic on my gardening related posts on Twitter than I do on my gaming related posts on Twitter. It's to the point where like I'm on a podcast, right? And I'm usually on every other or every 2 weeks or so, the Halcyon Frequency podcast. And I am very tempted when I say, and you can follow me on Twitter. I should say you can follow my gardening blog on Twitter, because that's really what it is. People like pictures? Yeah, but I post screenshots of Dwarf Fortress pretty frequently when I'm streaming. I just think it's funny. Like, the thing that gets me the most traffic on Twitter is gardening. Because, you know, there are some people that would really like me to just become like a hiking and gardening channel, or make a hiking and gardening channel or something, but... Also, I just want to say that the VODs channel is up to 392 subs. Hopefully we can get that up to 400 today. And then we'll be almost halfway to me being able to apply for YouTube Partner on that account. Because it'll get the watch time pretty quick, I would assume. Another Forgotten Beast? Good lord. I've sealed off the Forgotten Beasts because they are infected with something vile. It is wild how many Forgotten Beasts are on this map. The Forgotten Beast, Stickel, has come. A great quadruped composed of ash. It has a pair of long antennae, and it undulates rhythmically. Well, that one's really weak. This one's going to get raffle stomped by something else, probably. It's a good source in a moment of peace. Yeah, true. I provide people with timeline bleach. It's gonna leave the map. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, also we have bees up here. And I can occasionally press honey from honeycombs, which we're gonna do. So dwarves run up here and they're gonna grab these porcelain jugs that I've made. And they're gonna press honey from our honeycombs because we got honeybee wax combs. They're pretty easy. You just automate like 2 or 3 jobs, or like 2 jobs, and then occasionally just press go on, Huh! Salty Tempest. Are you in the chat? Yes, you are. Salty Tempest, the faithful line. Being the rightful heir, has inherited the position of Countess of Painted Flies. So you're, the Countess. The Count is traveling here, looks like. Well. I'm thinking this, okay? I got this patio over here. I got this area over here. I'm thinking about like building something in between this. La-di-da, exactly. So if we're getting a count, we need to immediately think about Count's quarters. These are the only offices we have up until this point. These quartzite spaces. I was gonna spend today like building defenses. I was gonna build magma spray carts and spikes that go up and down. Was what I was gonna do. But I'm sitting here now going like, well, I had to make 2 things. I've also got this petition here because the Coven of Trading requires a temple and a priest. Just make sure that this is a high enough value. It should be. Yes, it is. So I need to make a temple right quick. We have this one down here. So let's just make a little temple down here. And then we will build space for that Countess that's coming. And then after that, I will begin working on defenses. If any baddies show up, we can just lock them out anyway. How much claystone do I have right now? Not much. Okay. We'll make conglomerate walls then. So chat room, something I don't want to talk about too much, but kind of want to mention, which I think, just because I think it's ironic and hysterical. One of the things I did while I was on vacation is I went and got help. By that I mean I'm seeking some mental health care, basically, because my brain is messed up and has been for a very long time, and it's like I'm in a point where I'm in pretty good spirits right now, which means I'm actually physically capable of asking for help. So I went and basically went through the routes to get counseling, and now I have psychiatrist appointments and shit. And one of the early diagnoses that they're looking to diagnose me with is severe OCD, which I think is hysterical because of the fact that I don't fit any of the internet's memes of OCD. I'm not actually getting therapy, I'm getting counseling, which is different, but similar. But anyway, I just think it's hysterical that I'm pretty anti symmetry and stuff, because it's not that form of OCD. It's more like memory, speech pattern, and how I go about my life. But in video games and art, I don't have that at all. I think it's really funny that I'm constantly just poking people about that when they're just oh, that triggers my OCD. It's that's not all OCD though. It's just very funny that I potentially have severe OCD. But we'll see how helpful it ends up being. How do I get the constant muddy ground? This is an ocean. This is an ocean floor. We drained an ocean floor using these pumps. They pumped up and out this way, and we're kind of deconstructing the structure that we used to drain the ocean floor. But yeah, this was an ocean. No, I'm more about apparently repetitive speech patterns and motions. But that's good, Stone. Glad to hear. Oh shit! Look at that! Rovod the miner has created Oshot Metob, a bituminous coal hatch cover, and offers it to the machine of oceans. I like that one. That's a good one. Hatch cover. Artifact hatch cover. I'm not a fan of the material used, but this is a bituminous coal hatch cover. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with oak and and this object is adorned with hanging rings of amethyst and menaces with spikes of bituminous coal and pig bone and red spinel, pig leather and sheep's wool. On the item is an image of the magicians of killing a gypsum coffer in llama wool. Damn right. As it should be. Sleepy Moon Moth, what kind of dwarf would you like? I think we're going to give that to our new count. Make the hatch cover flammable? Yeah. Not the best, but. And if you'd like to see the list of dwarves' jobs, let me know. You're getting a new job with real benefits and you're excited to take the same journey? Hell yeah, Warfu. Shoutouts for getting a good job. Oh, hey, it's snowing. Oh no, ghost. Ghostly pump operator. Speaking of ghosts. So chat, I got a question. And this is a question directed at people who watch the Community Fortress series. Do I make the same jokes too often? Because I've had somebody comment recently that's just Blind makes the same jokes in every episode. 1, is that a bad thing? 2, should we make bingo cards for that show? Because I think we should make bingo cards. That's the 3rd this season. Speaking of bingo cards, we already have, what's the word? Bingo cards for the stream, ! Bingo. You got an ASD diagnosis recently, which is validating at least, but then told that beyond a diagnosis, there was no further help available. Yep. Yeah, that's unfortunately not too uncommon. Not too uncommon for mental health issues. Forgotten Beast Thundel, Shatomet has come. Great three-eyed ankylosaurid. It has large mandibles and a bloated body. Its chartreuse scales are small and close set. Beware its deadly spit. This is the third one today. And it's already fighting with one of the other ones. It's fighting just... it's fighting just off screen. There's three of... Okay, no, there's two of them there. It's killed a Batman. Not the Batman, but has killed a Batman. Is bleeding. Is still fighting. Okay, which one are you fighting with? I'm trying to pause the... There it is. A Quirmy, which is this one, because I can't remember. That the description is what I want. A towering feathered ribbon worm. It has wings, and it is slavering. Its light-like feathers are downy. Beware its deadly spittle. They're fighting right now, so yes. See, they're fighting currently. There's even a combat log, but the combat logs are always awful because Forgotten Beast attacks the Forgotten Beast, but it jumps away. So, but they both have deadly spittle. This one seems to be bleeding a lot more than this guy. But they're just like shooting their spittle at each other. They're just having a spitting match. Oh, come on, guys. Whoop, there's some blood. Oh, hey, Bristleworm won. Look at this. Thundel, the corpse, is now dead. Now it's just the Bristleworm. Oh, it still alive. Just left the map. Gotta love fights. Chat room, can I get a round of beers for Biofoot keeping that sub alive for a 7th month? Welcome back. You've probably heard me say this a dozen times already. Can you set up Forgotten Beasts in arena mode? I don't think so. I know you can set up night creatures. I'd need to look for Forgotten Beasts. I've never tried, actually. But if you probably have already heard me say this, but thank you very much for subscribing. Because if we can keep 350 paying subscribers from now until the end of October, which we are currently on our way to do. We are holding the numbers. We just need to hold and maybe make the number go up a little bit because currently it's a little bit anxiety-inducing. But as of the 1st of July until October, if we can hold 350 paying subscribers, so not counting gifts and not counting primes, if we can hold that number that high, I will move up from a 50-50 split on tier 1s to a 70-30 on all 3 tiers, which would be a humongous pay raise for me. So I would really like to give Amazon less money, and this is a way we can do that. So apparently yesterday during the stream, when I was streaming the Dungeon Crawler, the developer just sent me a DM that apparently I flipped a switch and then backed into it, and this is making him change the game so that switches work like doors, where you can only pick them up from the front or open them from forward facing and not backwards facing. Which is kind of wild. It's like I didn't even think that that would be a thing that could possibly happen, but apparently that's why that switch got flipped the second time, was because I backed into it. Which is kind of funny. So that's how that switch got flipped the second time. That perplexed us all. Could you be a Scholar Dwarf? Absolutely, yeah. I got a little distracted by things. Beard or no beard? Sleepy Moon Moth. I will give you somebody who's not in the military. Also, Nuzzle's still alive. They're just the captain of the guard, by the way. Because I've got a beekeeper, I got a mechanic. These two are both open. Beard? Okay, we'll go with the accomplished mechanic, Aerith. There you are. Decently happy. All right. He never feels lustful. He never feels lustful passions, and he is incredibly brave in the face of looming danger, perhaps a bit foolhardily. He enjoys being in crowds and likes a little excitement now and then. He is conflicted by this as he considers tranquility preferable to tumult, I can read. Preferable to tumult conceptually, and tends to consider what others think of him. He is not moved by art or natural beauty, and he is troubled by this since he dislikes the natural world, occasionally overindulges, and has a sense of duty. Sometimes acts with little determination and confidence, and is quite comfortable with others that have a different appearance or culture, and doesn't often feel envious of others, and needs alcohol to get through the working day. Dreams of creating a great work of art, personally strongly values tranquility and quiet. He likes Galena, Billin, and Blue Diamond, maces and anvils and rabbits for their ears, and the sound of the wonder of lilacs, and when possible prefers to consume single grain wheat beer and barley flour, and absolutely hates jumping spiders. He is small, and his very long beard is arranged in double... I've never seen that. Not in a while. He is small. His very long beard is arranged in double braids. He's short king, clearly. His sideburns are clean shaven, and his very long mustache is arranged in double braids. His very long hair is braided, and he has an angular chin. His teeth are crowded, and his nose is somewhat short, and his hair is charcoal, and his skin is cinnamon, and his eyes are brass. And there we go. Sleepy Moon Moth, the dwarf, is now one of us. You do have a pet turkey named Irvad, who I'm going to pasture, actually. Up here on the upper floor of the library, because that seems fitting. And after I scroll through all of these... There you go. And I'm going to move my traction bench, because I think I only have one. I've got two. Both go in there. Over here, we're going to move up to here, and we're going to work on this second layer. Conglomerate. 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 Conglomerates. Trimkoff, hello. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And what's going on, Freak? Building a temple, and then shortly after I need to start making a noble happy because we're about to suddenly have a count show up, which we're prepping for. Is what's currently going on. A dwarf among dwarves, yep. Okay, and then after that, we're going to be building defenses. But this has been a pretty slow fortress, so it's all good that it's taken time. It kind of turned into a weirdly large mega project, which I'm still working on, so. But what's up with you, Gag Freak? We are stuck in an ad right now, so it's constructing roofs anyway. Some Gundam game? Is that the one with the mostly negative reviews or a different one? Because there's a few of them. And the one that I keep getting recommended by Steam is free to play and has overwhelmingly negative reviews. So seems like a tortured fan base. Okay, so this down here, I'm just going to make into a meeting area for that temple. Which is the Coven of Trading. They, of course, worship the gods of wealth and trade. Has problems. It's okay as a Gundam fan. I'm sure. I don't know. A lot of those free-to-play games end up with weird review scores for strange reasons. Well, maybe not strange reasons, often justified reasons, but... Citizens and long-term residents only. I need to increase the value by a chunk, but gotta get the roof on first. My personal flavor of mecha has always been Battletech, so... The dwarves finally officially found the drowned body of the dwarf who drowned in the first week of your fortress. Yeah, where was it? Was it in the well? Wendigo, what's up? Oh, it's all good. Got a lot happen, but now you have time to watch the stream. Things are going all right, yeah. Trying to hold 350 paying subscribers. I just got back from a vacation, and I've moved the VODs on YouTube to a different YouTube channel. That's the major housekeeping that's happened recently. But yeah, I'm pestering everybody to subscribe for 3 months or 6 months at a time so that I can get the 70-30 split that Twitch announced. But you need 350 paying subscribers. We have 350, but we're like on the dot. So it's like anxiety-inducing hold instead of just like, oh yeah, we get this. You know, if I had like 450, I'd be like, fine, we're good. I don't need to talk about this. But we're at like 360. We were at like 380 2 days ago, so. Hold! Pretty much. That's where I'm at right now. Then like, and VODs have moved to this YouTube channel. That's basically all that's changed, really. But yeah, it's good to see you, Wendigo. I mean, I haven't gone anywhere, really. Or fails separately. Something like that, yeah. If you can, I might sub in 20 days. People keep gifting you. You can continue your sub over top of the gift, and then it just becomes your own paying sub afterwards, but don't feel the need to do things you can't afford to do. And besides, if things get desperate, I'll go to my sisters and be like, guys, can you subscribe to me for 3 months? I'll pay you back. I'll buy you lunch. Because, like, I did the math currently. In the last 30 days, it's a difference of like $800 US, which is not a trivial amount of money. So, would also make gift subs significantly better because currently with tier 1 subs, I only get 50%, right? But if we get that 70-30 split, then I'll get 70%, which is pretty big. Like, pretty massive. Besides, everybody wants to give Amazon less money, right? Because I'd rather not, you know, go to awful streaming platforms to get better splits because that just seems crappy. So I will stay here and endure the worst split because it's at the very least a platform I generally believe in. No. Because you had a chunk of change post-holidays. I know that feeling. All right. But if we hit it, we'll do a subathon again in October. Because that would just make sense. You want to help, and so does Jeff. Well, shoutouts to you and Jeff. Thanks, Bastard. Thief, protect the horde from skulking filth. You know, I think my next arena mode video is going to be, can kobolds actually kill a dwarf? Because, flutalists, generally they just run away, right? Like, they very rarely actually get close enough. Well, the other one made it a lot closer. Who are you? Look at you, Chidilithlocus. This is the most kobolds I've had in recent memory. Like, there's so many of them. It's ridiculous. There's genuinely so many of them, it's ridiculous. Synth, 1900, thanks for the 6th month. Welcome back. You probably just heard me talking about the sub numbers things, so I won't bore you with it again. But thank you much, all the same. All right, working on this. Ramps are all done. Yes, that got completed. Sweet. And then up here, should have enough conglomerate. Yes. Might be a sign that you're near a dragon. I don't think that kobolds and dragons are related in Dwarf Fort. I think dragons eat kobolds. But what we've done with this fort is we've bridged between this little island and the mainland. So there might be lairs in the vicinity. But kobolds being nearby, probably unrelated. There's probably just a lot of kobolds. We'll keep it up till October for sure. Yep. And then it'll be an annual thing, so there will be a push every July because that's the contracts for the increased sub-split work a year at a time, which is maybe the only real issue I have with the better sub-split thing that Twitch has announced. I wish it was just like a once you have it, unless you drop below like 100 subs or something. A forest that is dark and vile has arrived.
Sub-split, let's go.
Sub-split, let's go. Thank you, Mac Daddy. Welcome back for 7th month. A forest that is dark and vile has arrived, and there's 2 of them. 5 of them. Bah! I'm so scared. Well, we will send... Oh, shit, there's dwarves, too. M and Asono. Where are you guys from? Just double-checking. On the item is a rendition of the Unthinkable Shores, a well-designed image of raspberry bushes. Image is the symbol of the reclusive ghoul, a goblin civilization. Chat room, can I get a round of beers for those 2 resubs? 2 more resubs in the next 5 minutes, and or in the next 3 minutes, and that's a hype train. And the first military dwarf is Axshilin, who is named Id Letterfed, the Armored Potence of Admiration, boasting 5 notable kills and 5 other kills, comes crashing through and collides with Goblin, followed up by Korab L, who's directly behind him. The first dwarf punches the thief in the right lower leg. That was the previous thief. But after beheading the goblin thief, screams, "So easily broken. This does not scare me." Punches the goblin bowman in the left upper leg with his right hand, bruising the bone through the kiwi leather leggings. Force pulls the left hip, tearing apart the muscle and bruising the bone. Lastly, hacks him in the neck with a steel axe, and the severed part sails off in an arc. They then go running up to the next layer, and the dwarves collide with them on the ramps. The goblins were no match. In the upper layer, Ashir runs out towards the remaining goblins, but they are already fleeing. Goblins be damned. Ashir, hello. Your dwarf's still alive. Still kicking. Ba-ba-bum-bum-bum. You're surprised he was half dead when you got him? He's not, well, I mean, he's not dead yet. It's just a flesh wound. Yeah, I mean, he's still pretty mangled beyond recognition. He's more like a walking scab. His left eye, his right eye, his foot. You know, he's just like a walking scab with a spear sticking out of it. The forgotten beast Solon has come, a gigantic three-eyed moth. It has two broad horns and it squirms and fidgets. Its eyes glow mahogany. Its jade exoskeleton is rough and cracked. Beware its poisonous sting. Giant bug. Chat, I think this game has some bugs in it. For the Linux version, they should change that line to the part flies off in an arc. What, like as a gimmick? Like in brackets? I mean, I don't know about that. Also, how you doing, Tygo? How's things? Hope life's been okay for you. I have no empty food storage areas. I'll just make 100 lavish meals. Get to that. Clearly, Tygo has a big knife so that he can make deep cuts. Yeah, people who have... Dwarf Fortress definitely has a lot of overlap with the open source community. Which is why there's so many people that are constantly screaming that Dwarf Fortress will die if it doesn't get open source. It's like, not really. Oh, I'm a smart. I was like, why are they just standing there? Why is this not getting finished? Because I removed the ramp to get up and down. Are a threat to you? Yeah. Hopefully, one day in the next period of time, that threat and fear goes away. Hopefully. Or is it just having root beers? I mean, I just pulled the Sims and removed their stairs, so. Yeah, I also haven't had a roof beer in a long time. I do have patio beers pretty frequently. They're almost as good as a roof beer. Now they can go down. We can get rid of that. Like bathroom bud. I don't like bathroom bud. Bathroom bud just makes your bathroom stanky. Not a big fan of bathroom bud. I love the fact that my captain of the guard is just hoarding organs. Rotten prepared dog spleen, prepared dog lung, prepared dog kidney, prepared dog heart, and prepared dog liver. All rotten, of course. Repentant after being confined. You know, Olan, you might actually be able to go back into the military after this. Should we be worried? No. That's just normal dwarven behavior. It smells less. I live somewhere where weed is legal, so if I want to smoke a joint, like if I actually want to smoke, I just go outside. You know, I just kind of go sit past where like my patio is and sit within the smoking area and smoke if I want to smoke. But I try not to smoke. I try to vape. So even then, I still go outside. I'm very worried about like bothering people. Like I know that I hate it when people smoke things close to my apartment and it wafts into my apartment, so I assume that people would feel the same about me. But we need to appoint a Holy Silver. Sleepy Moonmoth is the only named dwarf. Are you okay with being a Holy Silver and also a librarian? So the holy person for a particular religion, but also a librarian. That or PB. Be one of the two. Yeah, you're down? Okay, there you go. You're now the Holy Silver. Named and important. I need an offering place. But yeah, Covenant Training is now happy. You're on the top floor apartment, you're pretty sure your neighbor's doing the same. Yeah, if you live somewhere where weed isn't legal, then yeah, you kind of have to... So, speaking of weed, so... Do I have that thing marked? Chat, I don't know if this counts as I really wish that the guidelines could be like mild drug discussion or discussion of like intoxicants or something. Because like I wouldn't describe my stream as excessive tobacco glorification or promotion of marijuana consumption and use, legal drug or alcohol included intoxication and discussion of legal drugs. I wish it wasn't so intense sounding, but I guess I have to add that. Anyway, I was wandering around back and forth outside, and just walking in and out of my apartment, doing some things around the back area and talking with one of my neighbors. And I walked by because one of my neighbors gave me a nug of weed. He's like, yeah, I just got some good weed. Do you want to try this? And so he gave me a nug, and it was like, about yay big. So it's in a Ziploc bag. I walk inside, and there were these 4 guys that loiter around my building all the time, right? These 4 African-American dudes. They're bigger, chunky guys. And they're younger than me, probably. They sit outside, and they loiter. And they do this 3 or 4 times a week. And they've never once spoke to me. And I've often said hi to them as I've walked past them. Like, hey, what's up? Good evening. Being polite. And walked by and didn't say anything. And one of them's like, yo, dude, what's up? I was like, holy fuck, this guy's talking to me. Like, what's up? What's going on? And he's just like, you smoke weed? I'm just kind of like, duh? Because I'd been like smoking the entire evening, right? Like, I'd had like 2 joints that day or something. They were there the entire time. And but he saw me with the nug. And he's like, you smoke weed? He's like, dude, give me your number, bro. I'm a plug. And this probably isn't the best reaction, but I burst out laughing. Like legit, like uncontrollable laughter. I was like, what fucking year is it? I could walk 3 blocks up the street into a store and buy weed legally. Why would I buy weed from some fucking sketchy rando that hangs out in my patio area? And I literally was just like, It's 2023. I have legal ways of acquiring my drugs. Thank you very much for the offer. And just went inside and then walked back outside a couple minutes later with others. So fucking funny. Holy shit. Anyway. No, I manually marked it. I have to mark the content warning if I'm going to talk about drugs. So. It might be a lower price. It always is worse quality, though. As somebody who does sometimes buy gray market weed, it fucking sucks compared to the legal shit. Like, the result is I just have to smoke like 3 times as much. Like, legit, that's the result, because the potency is always way lower, because it's always grown in somebody's closet or, like, in the forest somewhere randomly. I'd rather have greenhouse weed, thanks. You have the opposite here? The legal stuff? What, really? The legal stuff sucks? Yeah, I don't know. Our legal stuff is very good. And generally, it's around the same price. Sometimes it's a little bit cheaper to go with gray market stuff, but yeah, regardless, I don't need a fucking plug. I already have a person that I would buy from if I wanted gray market, and I'd rather get gray market anyway. But yeah, if some rando is selling you your stuff, you have no idea where they got it. So I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Yeah, also, to be clear, I don't mind Twitch's, like, new content warnings. I think it's totally fine. I just think it's kind of funny. That's all. Also, for clarity's sake, for anybody who doesn't know, I am in Canada, so weed's just legal here. Like, I can just go to a store and buy weed. All right, so that's the temple done. I still got to do the upper floor of this, but that's lower priority. We don't have the county here just yet. Wow, turning on the content warning like halved my view count. That's redonkulous. Note to self, turn that stuff on at the beginning. Hey, Norstat. Yeah, I guess it's all the people that are lurking that didn't click the accept for the thing. Yeah, because it interrupts the stream. Apparently, it sweeps out lurkers. I didn't realize it would do that. That sucks. Pacific Northwest is PNW. Also, you need to know that, like, Pacific Northwest is, like, some of the best places to buy weed. It's good to see you, Norstat. Well, that's fucked up. Yeah, if I'd known it would do that, I wouldn't have bothered. But... whatever. But Twitch has been pretty loud about us needing to turn those on if we're gonna discuss things like that. So hopefully people filter back in, because that blows. It's not like anybody raids me anymore. It's like I've been back from my vacation now for 2 streams and I haven't had a single raid yet. So, you know, it's just the life of a niche streamer. Nobody supports you. But let's build this out. Looks like it's climbing again. I don't know. I think your guys' view count updates faster than mine. So, you do? Yeah, other streamers don't though, and that's what I'm talking about. Which just kind of sucks because it's like, yeah, you have friends, sure. I wish that they would actually show the fact that they're my friends, but let's do that, and this. That and this. So now I need inner walls within this. This is going to be the count space, basically. I think we'll do a bedroom up top, up here. So this will be for dining room and office. So dining room will be in the front zone and office will be in the back zone. We'll do floors after they've done walls. But yeah, I suppose I should just leave that content warning on forever now because, like, it does, like, it's unreasonable to assume that I can turn it on and turn it off. That's silly. How well. Yep, I know now. It's also a common topic. Yeah, in this stream especially. It's been a common topic for quite some time, but I just wish that the like filter wasn't so harsh sounding. It's just like apparently Twitch is unmuted. Because it's just excessive tobacco use and glorification. I don't glorify any drug, even weed. Like, yeah, I like weed, but I'm not going to glorify it. In fact, like, whenever people are just like, how do I get into smoking weed or whatever, when people ask me for advice, my advice is don't. And I will say that about all drugs, especially ones that I like. That's my actual advice, is don't. Drugs are bad. People ask people for advice regardless of what it is. Oh, I mean, like, see, here's the thing. I will, in fact, turn your kids into Satan-loving, maybe not drug heads, but, like, I will definitely turn them into Satan-loving black metal heads. Hail Satan. What's funny is that would get me banned. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. The crack comment would actually get me banned. Anyway, we're about to get hit by ads. I'm not intoxicated, but I am something. How are you, Banana Unlimited? I turned it on because we were talking about weed. But turns out weed is a common topic because it's like a part of my evening therapies. It's like the topic of weed comes up on this channel pretty frequently. So I was like, I better turn that on, and didn't realize it would like nuke a third of my viewers out of existence, but Satan knew when to leave a toxic work environment. Oh, you mean like getting the fuck out of heaven? Because it's I guess I could see that. I guess I could see that. I mean, I guess Satan was maybe one of the original posters on the, like, anti-work subreddit. before, you know, Reddit went under. The anti-work subreddit was such a wonderful subreddit. Man, I miss Reddit. I miss Reddit. I miss when Reddit was good. I guess I can say that now. Let's move up a layer. So I'm actually wondering how long it's going to take for this count to get here. You always joke that, nah, Satan isn't evil. He just saw the fucked up shit God was doing and went, this ain't cool, guy. And then, of course, history is written by the victor. So Satan got turned into the bad guy. I mean, I think that human lore is interesting, which is why the Bible has some good fiction in it. I'm just a fan of lore. Big lore head. Me. Def. Okay. So we're just waiting on this one last stair piece here, and then we can start working on the second layer for this. Also, because I queued up meals a little while ago, we probably have some free containers, I would hope. Nope. No, we don't. We do have unlimited pig tallow, it seems. Where did I build that? Here it is. Make ash. Do that on repeat. Let's make lye. Do that on repeat. We'll make soil once we have ash. Or not soil, but soap once we have ash. My favorite, like, Bible-related... I mentioned this yesterday on stream, but my favorite Bible-related thing... you see it as a net positive? It's a net negative for me because Reddit was one of the most useful marketing methods for my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel. So Reddit going on or becoming useless, I guess. Like, Reddit still exists, but Reddit becoming useless is a net negative for me, and I kind of hate it. But anyway, what was I going to talk about? Right. My favorite, like, God/Bible related thing that I've encountered recently is... There's a comedian that like went viral, or a comedian's bit that went viral on like TikTok and I guess Reddit probably and other places. But he's literally just talking about how like the Virgin Mary was conceived at 14, and then he's just like, so that's a little young, God. Like I know that you like his work, but like I can't separate art from the artist. I think it's time we cancel God. And I feel that on a spiritual level. It's just way too funny to me. Ah, I need buckets. Because, like, I agree. I think it's time we cancel God, chat. Acre has given birth to a baby girl. Congratulations to Acre, happy mom. We're still slaughtering dogs. Oy, the amount of dogs I've had to slaughter in this fort is a little bit upsetting. All right, well, we finished this lower layer down here. Let's move up one layer. We're going to do more Gabbro floor. You know what? We can actually do microcline floors for this upper layer. And that way I can save a little bit of space. And also, you know what? I think we're just gonna leave this area open and make this into a loft bedroom. And then go about the business as usual, because the Old Testament is pretty brutalist. And there's quite a few things like that in the Old Testament that are just like, really? At least I think that was the Old Testament. Unless I have my books off. All right, let's do that. Do that. Let's do that. And that. Oh yeah, no, the Passover is ridiculous. Second one of this season. They're like, basically once a month we get a Forgotten Beast. Forgotten Beast Akust Gordax Zola Camu has come. A huge blob composed of vomit. Beware its poisonous gas. And it appears to be emaciated and has wings. That's not a strong one, but it's a stinky one. Vomit Blobbit. It also can't fly and it's stuck on a tree. Perfect. I do view it through a certain lens. It's interesting ancient human fiction. Full of allegory and tales. Eventually, yeah, the world will run out of beasts, but it's going to take a while. This world has hundreds. But every world will eventually run out of beasts. I've actually had worlds where I just stopped getting Forgotten Beasts because there are none. I've had it happen a couple times. Also, Rami redeemed the Discord word story, probably mid-rant, so I completely missed it. Rami, would you like me to read that now, or would you like me to refund that? If you don't respond in the next 2 minutes, I will refund it. Because I got a lot to read. What happened to Longfort? Longdeath? I stopped doing it when the new version came out. Sarsaparilla, what kind of dwarf would you like? But yeah, no, it's on permanent hiatus and will probably never come back. The streams of it had gotten boring and dull as dishwater. Nothing ever happened, and so this version is a easy, clean break. And so I took the clean break. I'm gonna refund that Discord story. My bad. I don't know if I have a specific brewer, because brewing is a job that I do in batches, so it's very rare that dwarves actually end up with the brewing job. But like, somehow I've got dyers. I've got soap makers. I don't even have dwarves that are brewing currently. Like I said, it's a job that's done in batches. I got plenty of farmers. If there's anybody on this list that strikes your fancy, give me a holler. That isn't already named, obviously. Beekeeper? Okay. Would you like Rith, then? That's the one beekeeper I have. This lady, who's currently hauling a claystone mug. Let's go for it. All right. We do actually have bees, so you are actually a beekeeper.
Back from a business trip. Hello, Blind in chat.
Hello, Silver Shadow 315. Thank you very much for the 3rd month, and thank you very much for keeping that paid sub alive, because it helps us hopefully attain that higher pay sub rate, pay count, or sub split in October, because we currently qualify. Well, thank you much. This dwarf is annoyed when caught in a snowstorm, and I would be too. Is extremely confident in herself in situations requiring her skills. She only rarely feels strong cravings or urges and generally is unhindered by the thoughts of others concerning her actions, and she could be considered rude. She does not go out of her way to help others and can easily fall in love or develop positive feelings. She rarely feels discouraged, and she doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living. She has a tendency to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications, and she is slow to trust others, and she tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects and tends to avoid any physical confrontations and works to square this natural tendency with her respective martial prowess, and she is very humble. She is currently more fearless, and she is currently less private and currently more thoughtless, and when she's nervous, she drums her fingers. She needs alcohol to get through the working day and does not mind being outdoors at least for a time and doesn't really care about anything anymore. And she dreams of mastering a skill and personally sees guile and cunning as indirect and somewhat worthless and values honesty. She likes pitchblende, nickel, and tiger eye and desert lime wood in the color dark green, and short swords and barrels and buckets and yaks for their shaggy hair, and squidmen for their ability to spray ink, and the sound of the lace of adoring, and the sight of the poetic glosses, and when possible prefers to consume anchovy and carrot wine and whipped pine flour and absolutely hates slugs. And aesthetically, she carries massive amounts of fat, and especially one for one so short. Her sunken, round copper eyes have very large irises, and her lips are very thick, and her hair is clean shaven, and her skin is wrinkled, and her eyelashes are short, and her hair is brown with flecks of gray. Barrels and buckets, yep. Not jugs, though. She's installing a beehive. Compress honey from honeycomb, which maybe she'll do. But that would be the presser job. Barrels, bees, and buckets, oh my. It depends. Dwarves generally end up in that way. If you manage to have a fort with no fighting, you'll have dwarves that care about things. But it's generally the fighting that scars them. So if there's like tantrums or battles happening, and most players don't play Dwarf Fortress peacefully, then you'll end up with dwarves that still care. Because PTSD screws up dwarves to no end. And basically all of your dwarves are going to end up with PTSD if you're playing the game without intentionally trying to be peaceful. And most people don't. But, like, you know, if you intentionally try and make peace with the elves and only settle close to elves and never go to war with the humans, then yeah, you can absolutely have dwarves that care. Screws up humans pretty good too. Yep. Yeah, no, if you want dwarves that aren't just completely screwed and extraordinarily dark, upset with extraordinarily dark and upset takes, that's your best course of action. That's what you blame your dark sense of humor on? What, PTSD? I mean, don't blame your faults on things that are outside of your control. Right? Try and work within them. Now, that's something that's pretty much outside of your control. Go down here. That's hard for me to see, especially with the snow on it. Need a little bit of extra flooring here. Throw that in and that in. Yay, view count still crawling back up. Brah. All right, let's throw you right here. Because of not wanting to talk to some people? Remember, don't let the actions of governments color an entire population. It's hard. People are just people. Doesn't matter where they happened to be born. And I actually stole that line from my Oma, who moved to Canada after World War II. And she had a hell of a time getting work initially, especially because she moved to Canada without being able to speak a word of English. So. Do I need to repeat what I just said? You need to be the better person, right? Like, I get it, but you need to be the better person. I can't disagree with that take more. Taigo. Like, I get it, but you can't do that. It's not a way to live. It's not a way to exist. Not a life that's worth living. I'm just realizing I don't need to have a block there. Oh well, we'll have an extra support block, I suppose. But yeah, the only thing I can do to that is disagree and just say that you need to be a better person than that. Don't have fear, just be the better person. Just find a good therapist. Not now, though. Yep. But, like, I can't help you, dude. Like, this is something that I've been over with you before. It's like, I can be background noise and a distraction, but I can't actually help. There's literally nothing I can do. It's difficult when you're in a country that's actively being bombed. Or stat. It's more than just a, oh, I'm busy, in the case of Taigo. And the country that's bombing you is too busy bombing itself half the time. Allegedly. Let's go all the way up to here. And around to here. All cheerful positivity today, that's for sure. That goes for most of the world, Taigo. Uh-oh. Yep. Mm-hmm. I hope that you're mature, Shady. I mean, let's see, right? It's kind of funny. It's like, I turned on that filter because I talk about weeds sometimes, right? But like the most mature discussion that's happened in this chat is what Tygo's talking about, right? It's like, you know, Tygo lives in the Ukraine. And when you live in Ukraine right now, your life's kind of fucked. So it's like the most mature discussions we've had to have so far today are not actually about drugs or anything. Adult and mature are pretty distinct things. I don't generally get along with immature people, adult or not. So I really don't. Like, honestly, I don't generally get along with people that can't maintain a functional discussion or, like, act like an adult. Building a loft. All right, let's do this. White. And once the roof is done and the snow melts, it'll be a nice little space for my count that's about to be arriving. Yeah, I feel you there too, Tygo. I get really like you know, I'm somebody with a lot of brain problems, right? Nothing makes me more annoyed than when people are just like, act like I sound pathetic. I don't know how else to like to word that. I get really annoyed when people just like treat me differently based on that. I can't think of the word, but like pity, I guess. I hate it when people pity me. That could be that word could work. Like I can't stand it. Drives me nuts. So can relate to that. You know what's worse than current Russian government? Wagner. That would, because like their whole take is just like, yo, Russia needs to try harder. The only thing worse than Russia ruling Russia would be Wagner ruling Russia. Although, you know, that whole thing ended, and didn't that dude already get betrayed by Belarus? Or did I miss something? I don't know. I was paying half attention while that was happening. Like, that seems nuts. Anyway, the Forgotten Beast, Dashig, Tara Goodvather, Zethlanian, or Shet, has come, a blob composed of snow. So we've had vomit and now snow. It's a giant rolling snowball. Dashig Horgensacked, the Spider Knight of Creations. It has no kills. It's gonna get slapped to death by a troglodyte or something. Oh, and and it melted. Looks like Radier got it, which is of course the one-eyed tapir. It has two long straight tails and a gaunt appearance. Its saffron hair is long and straight. Beware its poisonous gas. Of course, this thing has now killed 3 Forgotten Beasts. Sod, Ath, and Dashig. No. Time for Forgotten Snow Cones. Lemon flavor. My favorite kind of snow cones. Although I feel like if you forgot a snow cone, it would just melt. Putin seems to be building rhetoric against him. Yeah, well, I don't know. Fucking billionaires with guns are the only thing that's worse than billionaires. And he's a billionaire with guns and an army, and I don't know. Hate everything about it. That's all I really have to say. The church is done. We built the church. It's over here. We're currently building a place for the Count that's on their way here, although I don't know when they're actually going to show up. Revs, thank you very much for the 7th month. Welcome back. Did they have Italian water ice? Why would we import water from Italy? Unless I'm mistaking what you mean. That seems like a wildly wasteful bullshit endeavor when we have some of the nicest water in the world here. Also, Canada's a really big country, so fuck if I know. I've never heard of that, but maybe? Because they should be in a civil war because of how fucking moronic their leadership is. Like, and that would cause a ridiculous amount of loss of life for no fucking reason, but they pretty much should be because of how moronic their leadership is. I mean, I feel like everybody's happy every day that nothing gets nuked. Or they should be, anyway. We'll get these coffers in here. I'm gonna do armor stands as well. Let's go. Let's go across with chalk. Didn't see what type of wall that was, so I'm not going to build it. CJ, CH. Come on, I can type. Red Nass is gone into a... Wait, hold on a second. What? Oh, I see. It's because like it showed their normal first name when they claimed the workshop. So Red Nass is making an artifact, and apparently has since run off. They claimed anything yet? Chalk, coal, and rough amethysts and raw green glass. Oh yeah, I'm aware. Unfortunately, I'm aware. Tygo. It's like a snow cone, except the flavoring is more integrated into the ice rather than syrup poured over. So I'm type 1 diabetic. I don't really go out of my way to eat sweets. Maybe. I've never heard that term. It might have a different name. Probably would be the sort of thing that would be at a fair, but I wouldn't pay much attention nor notice. There are the occasional sweets that I will go after, but I generally just ignore them because I never know how to carb count them. So maybe? I don't know. That sounds like the sort of thing that would be at a fair. But asking if that's just in Canada, is it a common sweet? I've never heard of it, so probably not. Basically make Space Dwarves. I'm pretty sure those mod lists already exist. Or you could just play Dwarf Fortress, which is a far better game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure those mods already exist. And I'm pretty sure there's already mod packs for it. Yeah, no, there's war, and then there's struggle for power after said war. That's usually how history goes. It's largely a Philadelphia metro area thing. Huh, well, I mean, first I'm hearing of it. Yeah, I don't know. I only reference snow cones because of the "we got more snow cones" bit from Monsters, Inc. Like, legit, that is the only reason I mention snow cones. Is because of Monsters, Inc. Well, I can tell you we don't really have that much of an Italian population here. Massive Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, and East Indian, but not a lot of Italian here. Want some shaved ice now? I've never seen ice grow a beard that's required shaving, so... Oh yeah, no, you can get fucked up in Canada. Fucked up is one of my favorite pho places. Fucked up is what it's called. There's also pho yourself, which is also pretty good. You want a good bowl of noodles? It's too hot for noodles, dude. Red Nass, the miner, has created Rit Lashut, a shale millstone, and offers it to the Machine of Oceans. Howdy there, Gay Nerd. How's things? Mud is appearing, meaning the snow is melting. Let's take a look at this. This is a shale millstone. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with round bituminous coal cabochons and studded with trifle pewter, and encircled with bands of rectangular shale cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of bituminous coal, amethyst, and green glass, and sardonyx, and dogbone. On the item is an image of Muthcat. Trade owns the Dwarf, and Ustru yells mine the Forgotten Beast in mule leather. Yostru Yelsmine is striking down Muthcat. The artwork relates to the killing of the Forgotten Beast Ustru in Machinewaters in the mid-spring of 319. During the rampage of the Forgotten Beast Ustru, on the item is an image of table-cut gems in pig bone. Folk King? I'm pretty sure there's multiple Fa Kings in the greater Vancouver metro area. Holy shit, hi Cody. What's up, man? How's things? You guys still cramming Final Fantasy? I was watching the VODs the other day, actually, because I haven't been able to watch your streams in a while. Cheers, mate. We do have the profanity filter on, so I guess I can say, welcome, cunts. It's good to see you guys. If you guys don't know Cody, Cody's fantastic. There's the fancy shout-out thingy. Click that button. Go give that man a follow. But yeah, I've been watching the VODs for Final Fantasy because I don't own a PlayStation. So I was like, this game looks interesting. Like, honestly, if I had a PlayStation, I'd be playing it. But what's up, Zaliard? How's things, mate? But we're just playing Dwarf Fort because I played an ungodly amount of this game. And then we're crawling through System Shock slowly in the evenings. So that's what I've been doing. What in the heck is that? Oh, it's a dog. Okay. It's a dog carrying a pile of snow. I was like, what is that white thing moving real fast? It's just a dog covered in snow. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It looks like something weird. Really worried me for a moment there. It is in fact a raid, yeah. Chat already threw out a round of beer for the Raiders, but chat, round of beer for the Raiders, please. But we're building some space for a noble that's on their way here. They're coming from another castle, another fortress even. And so we're gonna have a count pretty soon. So once we get the count, we're gonna have to assign them all of these this dining room up here that I'm working on, this bedroom that I've built, and soon an office up here in the front as well. But we need to build defenses today, so this is our humble fortress in the ocean. Of Machinewaters. Is there a way to get grass down on the muddy floors in the ground? No, because the muddy floors are ocean floor, not surface. So I would need to somehow get surface dirt on top of the ocean floor, or potentially like I haven't actually, I could test this. I could test like just dumping lava on the ocean floor and burning it and removing the mud from the ocean floor and then dumping water on it and letting that dry. That might grow grass. Like if I were to tell them to like dump buckets of water over here, that might grow grass. But the ocean floor mud won't. Oh, in your fort, you have wooden floors with mud on them? I don't know if you'll get them on... Are they above ground? If they're above ground, I doubt it. Not with mud, anyway. I mean, like, I know that you can, like, farm on that, but I don't think they'll ever actually grow grass. I know that, like, rock that... Like, unsmoothed rock that's had dirt... that's had water poured on it, that's dried off, that's become mud, will get you that, but... outside of that, I don't actually know. Yeah, I have my time between music set to 0 because people ask why the game is so quiet. Why? .99% of what I do on my stream is for the viewers. Like, the vast majority of the things I do, it's because that's what people watch. If people don't watch them, there's no reason to do it. If I pour lava onto a spot and haven't turned it into obsidian, that puts dirt on top of that and it will turn into grass. I can't tell you for sure because there's a lot of things with Dwarf Fortress that are quirky that I don't understand. Sometimes it does. Can I tell you for certain it'll do that every time? I have absolutely no idea. Like, genuinely, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe? That would be nice if it did, but I don't know. You thought I had it set low for similar reasons? I mean, like, I like hearing music. I wish that this game had more ambient sounds, but apparently we're getting more ambient sounds alongside of adventure mode work, so... There we go. Finally through that loading screen. Now we're into spring, which means that snow's going to start melting. Which also means we're going to get attacked again soon, probably. Ryo Shinkat has been found dead. Ryo Shinkat, rest in peace. You died of old age. That's not something that happens to dwarves super often. I just wanted to say congratulations for making it to the ripe old age of 160 plus. I was way quieter than the others, unfortunately. I know. I edited it. I'm aware. I was still technically on vacation and too lazy to go through and normalize all of the audio. And also, there was only one other person on that podcast. It was just me and FG. But yes, I'm aware. Balanced it as best I could, but really wasn't in the mood to edit things. Something has collapsed on the surface. Excuse me? Oh, it's a tree. Please don't kill a devilish potato. No, it just knocked you out. Yeah, FG's lovely. All right. I mean, it is her birthday after all. I think you had one, and I think that they died. Yep. I think you had one, and I'm pretty sure that they died. This is going to be the meeting room. Or the office, I suppose. For our count. Just actually going to go there and there. And you might be like, what are you doing? And I'm going to say, building water wheels for aesthetics. Don't mind me. You have a present for her birthday? I think she has a schedule on her Twitch channel. I think she goes live at 5 a.m. my time. I generally miss her streams because she usually ends right as I'm, like, starting. So I rarely get to see her streams. Right, snow should be disappearing pretty soon. I'll be honest, I don't really remember too much of what we did in this fort a week ago. I'm just going to make coke on repeat. And smelt hematite on repeat. Because they can just collect all this from there. Let's also do tetrahedrite. You remember that there was a lava mishap? Yeah, there was a lot. There was quite a few spats of a bunch of death in this fort, mostly due to like things vaulting the walls and getting into the fort unexpectedly, which is, you know, always a bit of fun, but there's also only so much you can do about that when it happens. Carve out this, because I'm gonna need to replace this floor. But Ordith is insisting on socializing right on that tile, so it won't get done. There it goes. I will put this statue back here. Also throw a statue in the middle there. I mean, if they're not here, then no. No, they're not here, so no, they never migrated. Okay, so those are upward slopes. Let's just get the rest of these ramps done, because they need to be chalk all the way around. Also, for clarity's sake with FG, it's never actually her birthday. It's just a running joke that it's always her birthday, and then she says it's not my birthday. So just for clarity's sake, in case somebody thinks it's actually her birthday, it's never actually FG's birthday until it is. Someone in your outpost of 15 dwarves just became a baroness. Oh, that's awesome. Like, you'll be like, oh, that's awful. But no, that's awesome. It means you're going to start getting helixes. Super, super, super helpful for your fortress long term. It's like, I know it might seem kind of annoying to deal with, but I'm not joking when I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, genuinely, it's a positive thing for the future of your fort. And also your faction. Was it 1 or 2 weeks ago? I guess I was on vacation at that point. There are no hobbits in Dwarf Fortress. No, those are just hill dwarves that live in them. They're surface-dwelling dwarves. Which, like, for lack of a better term, are just dwarves that live on the surface. They're the farmer dwarves, the dwarves that are the backbone of the dwarven economy. By that, I mean they make food and ship it everywhere else. They're the farmers of the dwarven society. I don't know. Maybe. You guys probably know more about mods than I do at this point. It's good to be back. I'm Koran. It's good to be back. And I don't know, I had a decent vacation. I mean, the travel part was nice. It was cut kind of short because when I got back, I immediately had to like get back to making YouTube content because the YouTube channel had a mini revolt while I was gone. And I'm not the sort of person who likes to, you know, just kind of survive off of just Twitch. So kind of had to restructure the YouTube channel, built a new YouTube channel for VODs, for archiving VODs instead of, I don't like archiving VODs on Twitch, instead of archiving them on the main channel, and that's caused me a lot of headaches, so that part kind of sucked, but generally, yeah, I would say the vacation was a positive thing. Hey, Troopin'. Hope you're doing well, dude. I think it's a big mistake on Twitch's part that they don't have a better platform for VODs. I don't think they need a better platform for VODs. I think Twitch needs a better platform for shorts, like clips. They need like a TikTok-esque shorts feed for clips because we can edit them now. So they need a method of editing shorts into that kind of content, and then there needs to either be a separate app or a tab on the main phone app to just swipe through shorts for people that you follow. That should be a thing. As for VODs, storing VODs are expensive, and YouTube's already better for that, so like what's really the point? Forgotten Beast, Ayan Nu has come. A great eyeless tick. It has a knobby shell, and it has a bloated body. Beware its noxious secretions. So what layer is this? Oh, this is the deeper one. Great blobby tick. Well, that's disgusting. It actually looks like a tick.
My timing is great. I get here just in time for Big Critter to show up.
Dude, there's been so many. We get 3 a season. It's ridiculous. Like, every month we get one. I have all the caverns sealed because it's like constant Clash of the Titans down there. Fortunately, I think they're keeping the, like, cavern critters walled up, which is nice, but... Noxious equals smelly. I mean, well, it just basically means they outputs poisonous gas. It means noxious. It means exactly what the word is, I guess. All right, so that's that construction pretty much done. I just need the noble to arrive. I like that Jerry Gord is still named in the royalty here. Just looking, excuse me, just looking to see if I can find that count. Because there's the count of portal locks and count for Mature Thrones. But that's it for counts. Like, I'm starting to think that maybe... I'm starting to think that potentially the dwarf that Salty is together with, making Salty a Baron consort, is actually on a different continent. In other news, where is Salty even? Salty didn't, like, immediately die. That was Still who did. The hell happened to that Baron consort that I had? Or the county, countess? I'm confused about everything going on with that. Anyway, I will leave that where it is. Swallowed Sun, thanks for the 5th month. Welcome back, dude. All right, well, let's work on defenses, because that's the thing that we really need to be working on here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start digging trenches. I'm going to dig a trench right here. And yeah, we are clear. Jacked up and good to go. Dig trench along to there. We're gonna dig a trench along there. This is gonna get a big old wall around it. Although I'm actually going to clear off here. Trench is gonna go all the way up to here. Shoutouts to the dwarves who are gonna live right above this thing. That's a thing that I have too much of. I think Gabbro. Okay, and then once we hit here, how am I gonna do this? Now I want to do this in the center. I want to alternate this the other way. So you are going to have 2, 2, have 2, 2, have 2, have 2, have 2, have 2. Same with over here. I love how I said I was going to alternate it and then absolutely didn't. It's like I'm literally doing these backwards repeatedly. It should be 1. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and that one can just be left. And we'll leave it there. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing all right. And yourself, Ionic? Yes, Whiffo Force. This is true. Very much true. It's good to be back, Ionic. Oh. Apparently there's water down there. Not sure where that water came from. It's an aquifer, it seems like. Well, that's unfortunate. We're going to have to smooth all of these walls. Actually, no, don't smooth those walls, or dwarves are going to get surprise deconstructed. But we will have to, we will have to clean that up. Yes, asses have been donkeys since this version came out. It's one of those days. I know that feeling. It's never the best feeling. It's also not the worst feeling. Okay, well, it's not entirely water, but should be able to dump it out pretty easily. Just need to get it all smoothed. It's just a little bit awkward. Not exactly the way I wanted to do this, but it's just that chunk over there that's aquifer. Ah, well, it's fine. Once it thaws, which it's going to in like 10 days, we can just run in there and smooth everything. It'll probably just dry up, actually. But yeah, I generally feel that way, Ionic. Wishing I could just like go to bed regardless of the time of day. Also, I gotta say, Twitch's view counts have been all over the fucking place today. First, it nukes my view count because I turn on a profanity filter or a cannabis filter to talk about weed for 2 minutes. And now it's like, we were at like 180 viewers like a minute ago, and then it just decides we're now at 115. I don't know what the heck's going on. Twitch, please fix your shit. That'd be cool. Oh well. Start building ramps up. There we go. Snow's melting. As it should be. So we finally get to see what my future count / Baron space is going to look like. If that count never arrives, we could just, like, invite the Baron. Because every year the dwarves ask us if we would like a barony. We could just promote a Baron. Which I'm not against. We have the space now. It's valuable enough. I just kind of want to have, like, a better military setup before I do that. Okay, let's just see if I can get those all smoothed first. Fingers crossed. So for anybody who's, like, not sure what I'm building just yet, this is going to be a lava mist generator, basically. We're going to generate lava mist and kill things with lava mist. Because we don't want this to be a lava mist opportunity, you know? With a button to open it anyway. Yeah, but, I mean, I say bad words, so I have to have that turned on. Still better than hyper-focusing on the negative ones. True. True. Theoretically, Twitch should remember the, like, content warning stuff. I don't know. I could turn it off, but, like, Twitch is, like, issuing warnings and shit for people leaving that stuff on. Because I do say words like fuck, and I do talk about weed. So, I don't know. Like, it kind of blows, but technically we're supposed to have it on. So when we hit, I think it's either the 7th or the 9th of Slate, this will thaw. And I can, there will probably be enough space in here that we can just go in here and smooth all this. Theoretically, once you select it once on one channel, so for me, when I selected it the first time on one channel, I've never needed to select it a second time. It just presumes now that I'm okay with that. So I think you should only theoretically need to select it once. However, some people are crazy about always automatically getting rid of cookies. So I'm assuming if you do that, it would probably negate your previous checking of the I'm okay with profanity or whatever. It's supposed to remember it ongoing, like forever. Supposed to. But who knows? We'll see. It just kind of bums me out because it's like, well, I have the mature content filter on already. I have this, like, I talk about weed, but I certainly don't, like, glorify tobacco. Like, that's a little bit ridiculous. I'm never going to glorify tobacco. Tobacco's disgusting. It's like, mature discussion of recreational substances should be an option. Well, if you don't, for the first month, it's just warnings. And then after that, it's like, they will force you into it, which I'm not a fan of. I don't think any cops watch me, Tyron, but... Without profanity. I'm an adult, should be the setting. Good for you, Rick. Hello, President. Alright, so if this dwarf dies because they get frozen solid... Okay, so this ice is about to melt. Do you think this dwarf sleeps through it? Oop. Stunned. He bonked his head on a rock. That's kind of funny, actually. All right, let's go through here and smooth all this. So I can... go through here now. Another forgotten beast. A gigantic scaly tick. It has a curling trunk and a gaunt appearance. Its dark violet scales are jagged and set far apart. Beware its deadly dust. You know what's crazy? I don't remember the exact settings I used when I generated this world. I don't think I had, like, abnormally large savagery or anything, though. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Like, I'm pretty sure it was just normal savagery. Actually, actually gonna get rid of all of this because I don't feel like going underneath that. Let's go on this side. So I don't have to go underneath the ocean and then manually click it every time and also probably hit another aquifer based on where that is. Doo-doo. So many ticks? That's the second Forgotten Beast tick, yeah. No, I don't know if I'd say so many, but more than one kind of feels like a lot. So this should hopefully stop dumping water into here. Okay. And from up here, I'm going to build us some tracks. But I'm also going to have to deconstruct a lot of them. So let's go from here to there. Although it's going to go down, which I don't want it to do. So I need to get rid of a good chunk of these. Actually, probably the easier way for us to do this would just be to go around to here. Then go all the way across there and then back up there. I'm trying to figure out how I do this. Thinks I need more spice in life. I don't think ticks equals spice. I grow plenty of spices and none of them are ticks. I'm gonna have to deconstruct most of these afterwards anyway. Or I could just do this way. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. Let's see if they can actually construct these or if they're going to cancel them. They might cancel them. I beg your fucking pardon, Tygo? Please explain this disgusting thing you just said in my chat room. Actually, you know what? How about instead of explaining it, you just never say it again? Now, that we've agreed that you're never going to say that again, we're going to move on with the discussion and discuss something completely different. So, chat, what did you eat for dinner last night? I had a power salad, which was red beans and garbanzo beans or chickpeas, depending on who you are and what kind of things you call foodstuffs. And it was delicious. It also had an entire avocado worth of avocado and a boiled egg. Fried pickles? Ooh, like deep fried pickles? Didn't feel like eating for dinner. That's not healthy. Can't remember. Must have been uninteresting. Yeah, I've only ever had deep fried pickles at like bars. I've never had homemade deep fried pickles. Although actually, I've never deep fried anything at home. So I've made like breaded chicken before, but I didn't deep fry it. Hello from Canada. We were talking about this yesterday, but why is it people from Brazil immediately want you to know that they're from Brazil? Like, I don't actually get it. But it's a very common thing that I've, like, encountered in my time on the internet. It's like there's two countries that are like that. It's Brazil and France. It's like France immediately wants you to know that they're from France. And people from Brazil immediately, like, either always say hello from Brazil or just want you to know that they're from Brazil. Like, very passionate people, I guess. But anyway, hi. You'd be proud to tell people you're from the land of booty? I really just want to start quoting Ailstorm now. Because you rocks? Gotcha. Well, Canada has rocks and trees and trees and rocks and rocks and trees and trees and rocks. And rocks and trees and trees and rocks and water. So you might be rocks, but we have rocks. That's, of course, from the Canadian national anthem that the Arrogant Worms wrote for us. Water. I mean, there's water right there. So it's obviously Canada. Clearly Canada. None of this is bullshit. Everything that I've said in the last 30 seconds is the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Hopefully I don't have to state this in a court of law. Can't seem to use the emotes you unlocked. Refresh the stream. I don't know when you unlocked emotes or what emotes you unlocked or what emotes you're referring to. But generally, if there's an emote not available to you, just refresh the stream. But anyway, hi Igor. What's up? Wait, what? What's unfamiliar with this stream? What, the line of we got rocks and trees and rocks? You have to be very Canadian to really get that joke. I'm referencing a... Chad, is it fair to call the Arrogant Worms obscure? I'm referencing an obscure Canadian comedic music group that generally makes fun of Canada. And also the States, because that's easy. And you kind of need to have grown up in Canada in a certain area to have heard of them. And if you have heard of them, then you've probably seen them live 5 times. Because some water doesn't ever unfreeze. Floor tiles don't unfreeze for some reason. And that stuff is considered floor tiles. I could fix that by building over it and deconstructing it, if it's annoying you. And GM, or good morning. Thank you very much for the 3rd month. Welcome back, dude, with Prime. Appreciate you, mate. All right. The only Canadian lore you really know about is, well, I just teach yourself the lore of the last Saskatchewan pirates, and you will have a good day. Because stealing wheats and barley and all the other grains. You do know that one. That's probably like their most famous one. Would be that one. because, you know, steel and wheats and barley and all the other grains is like, you know, just a fun thing that's easy to remember. All right, so we're going to We're going to go to traps. Because I made a lot of steel spikes. We're going to start placing those. Do. I love how there's just like an alder training spear in the middle of all that crap. Okay, so I could just fill this up with lava, but I have to wait for the water to all dry up first, so might as well. All right, so you kind of go here with chalk. You down here can go away. Besides, I think it would go over top of that anyway. You're waiting for someone to come construct you. Okay, so the way we're going to do this, we're going to go to rollers. We're going to go this direction. Maximum speed! Gabbro mechanisms, 7 of them. Steel chains. And go all the way down here. Also, maximum speed. What did I even place for parts on that one? And I need to make some more steel chains. How much steel do I have currently? I think I might be out. Oh, no, you got 97 steel. All right, let's, Then why haven't they finished making all this steel? If I've got so much steel lying around, how come... Oh, they are. They're just doing it slowly. Ah, okay. Let's go... Steel chain. But push that above all the other random metalsmithing jobs that I have, which is a lot of them apparently. But if you want a true Arrogant Worms classic, I recommend listening to If I Were Prime Minister and The Assumption Song. The Assumption Song is probably one you've also heard before because that one went pretty viral. Like, as in, got a lot of traffic towards it. There's a lot of, like, really random Arrogant Worms lore, as in, like, the band. Like, they, allegedly wrote a song that they didn't, and you can thank LimeWire for miscrediting them. So a lot of people think that they wrote a song called The War of 1812 about the War of 1812, which they didn't. And they have absolutely no involvement with said song. It's just kind of funny that after, you know, all these years of, like, songs being miscredited with LimeWire, people still think that they wrote it to this day. There's, like, YouTube videos with hundreds of thousands of views of, like, miscredited songs. There's actually 3 Dead Trolls in a Baggie that wrote that song, not the Arrogant Worms. But, you know, getting all this stuff smooth, we're going to fill this lower layer up with lava, and then we're going to set it so that these mine carts ricochet around in a circle here and spray lava, because as they go over top of these down here, they will collide with lava, and the collision with lava will cause them to, you know, spray lava everywhere. which is pretty good. So we will hopefully have a very large amount of lava spraying everywhere. What am I building? I'm building a lava spray setup. I was literally just explaining that. So minecarts are going to go in circles around this and spray lava all over the central building. What band doesn't have any of their founding members? Banana Unlimited? I mean, like, my childhood favorite, 3 Days Grace, doesn't have any other founding members anymore. But, I don't know. Record labels would be the answer to that. Also, looking at this, I need to actually extend it by 1 tile at the end. And that one will break, I think. Could also make them out of olivine, but I've got more gabbro. I mean, it's just a different band. No, you didn't miss the word story. Somebody claimed it, but I missed the notification, so I didn't read it. Sitso7, thanks for the Prime. For 4 months, welcome back. Became different bands? That's record labels being shitty, mate. Just stop following those bands. Would be my pro tip to you. Go follow other bands. Often I find that founding members of bands that I like where that happens, they end up going to different bands or becoming different names. Because I refunded it. I'm going to say it out loud a second time, Transfim, because you clearly missed me. I refunded it because I missed the notification and nobody said anything. And that person had left by the time that the notification came around, so I refunded it. So no, you haven't missed it. Sheesh. Why in the world? Are you just disappearing and not letting me construct that? And also, careful, if you keep asking, I will refund it, disable it, and then not read it. Careful. Or I might do that. I can't tell if that is a joke or not. You know that's Corey Taylor's side project, right? Like, genuinely, I can't tell if that's a joke or not. Stone Sour is Corey Taylor's side project, who is the founder of Slipknot. So, oh, I see why this isn't working. Okay. Like, literally, Slipknot is the same band as Stone Sour. Except Stone Sour is kind of butt rock, and Slipknot is whatever Slipknot is. I don't even know how to... New metal? Yeah, I guess new metal. So genuinely, I can't tell if that's a joke or not. Very much could be a joke, but sometimes it's hard to tell. Okay, well, you know that Corey Taylor is still the frontman for Slipknot, right? It's like, yes, Stone Sour is a band that exists, but it's a band that was made by Corey Taylor. Okay, so you just learned that they... Okay, I understand now. I get what you're saying now. But, like, we were talking about bands no longer having any of their founding members, so I was very confused when you're just like... It's like the singer of that went to Slipknot, it's like... It's his side project. Like, that's... It's like saying that... I don't know. A super group is anyway. You can tie a Slipknot, so can I actually. It's like saying David Bowie stopped being David Bowie to go being one of his alter ego acts for a bit. It's like, well, yeah, kind of, but also no, not really. I saw a lot of Slipknot shirts when I was in Montreal. Like, way more than I see here. It's like, yes, my people. Normally, I'm the only one with the Slipknot shirt here, so. Dwayne The Rock Johnson stopped being in Jumanji. Yeah, exactly. It's like literally that level of what? Excuse me? Is that job not queued up yet? Nope, it is. Steel chains should be on there. Let's actually just queue up iron chains instead. Let's make 40. I'm gonna forbid all of these for right now, and then when that one pops up, I'm going to just queue it up on that. Get you one forbidden. And I need blocks there and there. I need to go on top of this and fill her in. Give it a roof. You know, also, fun fact, I've never seen any of the Jumanji movies. Not once. None of them. It's like I acknowledge that they exist, but that is the entirety of the knowledge of Jumanji that I have. Is I acknowledge that this is a thing that exists, I suppose. I guess the question is, am I missing anything? For some reason, I feel like I'm not, which is why I don't really care. Two more bauxite. Two more bauxite. You still have no idea how the game works? Turns out video games make more sense than weird board game things. It's like I know the the basic plot beats and like story gimmick of Jumanji, but you've missed his nostalgia after the fact? Yeah, that's fair. Let's make sure those are spinning. Yep, they are. That built. The copy of Jumanji, but in space? There was a copy of Jumanji that took place in space? Wouldn't that just like improve it in literally every way? but it played out like The Big Short. To be fair, Big Short, maybe one of the best movies about money I've ever seen. Like, genuinely, that movie is incredible. Like, I love that movie. That movie is actually fantastic. Jumanji in Space is a thorough space adventure. Huh. Yeah, me and my mom watched Jumanji, or not Jumanji, The Big Short during the pandemic. Like, we were cooped up one day, and I was over there, and we're like, well, let's just order takeout and watch a movie. So we watched The Big Short. It was just the first thing that looked interesting on Netflix that we were both interested in. So we watched that. It was a good call. It was a good movie. Very much enjoyed. I'm surprised there hasn't been a documentary made about that already, actually. But the documentary better follow up with the fact that then GameStop went and swindled all of that like wealth gains on fucking NFT marketplaces and shit. This is like, not only did they have like their biggest chance at like a second success ever, but they spent it all on dog shit. It's like they could have spent it on
Keep dwarfing the fort less than 3.
so many fantastic things and brought that company back from the brink, but nope. Nope, they squandered it all. Time Ninja, thank you very much for the 5th month with Prime. Welcome back. Checking to get a round of beers for Time Ninja, keeping that sub alive for a 5th month. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Helping bring that sub count back up slowly. I would love to hit 1,000 again, but today's actually been kind of slow. Yesterday was all of the welcome back love, so it's nice to have all the resubs today. Appreciate you, dude. Oh, also, chat, you guys want to see my main souvenir from my trip to Montreal? When I travel, I grab beer coasters. If they have branded beer coasters, I grab beer coasters. The other brewery I went to didn't have a beer coaster that was branded, so I didn't grab it. But I also got myself a Aston Martin baseball cap, but that's way less exciting. So I love beer coasters from places I've been. And then I use them until they literally fall to pieces, and then I steal more. It was a fun evening. It was the first good beer I had after I got to Montreal because I basically just arrived and went to the race the next day. I'm not much of a morning drinker. And when I got to the race, Heineken was $11, which is an actual crime against humanity. It's like fucking highway robbery. So I didn't drink it all at the race. I was like, you know what? I think this is a sign that I just shouldn't be drinking. And you know what? It's probably for the best. So it's going to go whoomp around that corner. You need to get your eyes checked, Swallowed. Yeah, I went and saw the Grand Prix. I went and saw the F1 race. Just gotta scroll down my Twitter a little bit through all the gardening. And pretty quickly you will collide with that. See? I went and saw cars go fast. See? Cars. I don't know if I posted any more that day. No, I didn't. Open up my Google Images. I'm trying to like translate what that means. Banana unlimited, and I don't know. Here, let me show you this a second time, son. I don't think that says Brazzers. I like that Google voice to text knows what Brazzers is. It's like that pops up on my, like my captions spelled correctly. That's something. All right. Speaking of something, let's get some doors down here. Now the question is, do I want an on-off switch for this, or do I just lock the door? I think I want an on-off switch. So on-off switch is going to be a raising drawbridge right there. Actually, no, I want to make that out of Gabbro. And there's like a 1 in a million chance that this is just going to propel a minecart into midair, but... Closest beer thing you could think of to something dirty. Well, I mean, they had 2 and 3 liter mugs for beer. So I guess there's a lot of head at the top of a 3-liter mug of beer. I only had pints, though, because I'm not brave enough to drink a liter of beer. Or 3 liters, for that matter. Speaking of big heads, another game that I've been playing off stream, which I don't know if I'm going to stream at all. I might, if you guys want me to at some point. But, oh, by the way, I got Cinonauts too. Anyway, this thing is one, it's very, 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 very good. Okay, if you like Fear and you like the style of combat in Fear and you want just like a more sandboxy Fear, that's what this game is. It's also got dumb like supernatural shit in it, and it's you can dual wield shotguns. It's a great game. But it has a cheats menu right next to the options menu, and one of them is big head mode. So you can play like this super self-serious first-person shooter full of like the most ultra violence and cursing and screaming and like all of the kinds of things that you'd expect from a ultra violent FPS, but they all look like bobbleheads, and it's mwah. And big head mode does not like block achievements. So I just want to say that that's a perfect video game. I think actually the better way to do this would be here.
Woo 10 months.
Damn right, dude. Time flies. Thank you so much for the 10th month and welcome back. It means a lot, Deep. Thanks for sticking around and watching the streams and supporting Dwarfs and streaming Dwarves yourself as well. Cheers, mate. Chat, can I get a round of beers for Deep Space? Keeping that sub alive for a 10th month. But we're over here just making monsters. Large iron chain. Did that pop up on you? No, it did not. Why is this? I will just queue that up, I suppose. Yeah, I for me, pints or half pints are generally my favorite way to enjoy beer. If it's a beer I know I like, I'll drink a pint. If it's a beer I'm either unsure about or something I haven't had before, half pint. Although I can see that you're adapting to life in Germany very well. That goes. Already preaching drinking alcohol a liter at a time. Do I really have a place for levers just yet? Guess those are my only two. We'll place 2 of these down here because I think I'm going to need at least 2.
Welcome back from your vacation. As you can see, we remodeled the place with fire and brimstone.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, it looks really nice in here. The constant smell of burning is actually very much appreciated. It's like incense almost. Chat room, can I get a round of beers for Napalm Sideburns? Keeping that sub alive for his 7th month! Thank you very much for, helping me maybe get that better revenue split from Twitch, because that would be rad. Fingers crossed. We're close. Just barely. Just barely. Like, seriously, if we get that, it's going to be like getting one over on Twitch because of how, like, by the line we are. Yeah, for anybody wondering, I will be posting these every Sunday on the Discord with weekly updates, but sub count currently. So 3, 4, 7, 18, and 8. Total sum is above 350, so I feel okay. I need 350 total. Paying subscribers. Gifts and primes don't count. For 3 months. And we are just above it. But that number is slowly dropping. So I need Dwarf Fortress to update a few times. I need adventure mode news to start happening. And I need everybody to hold and clench for 3 months. Starting July is when it actually matters. Because we're still just in June. Oh boy. I can't actually see what that is right now because I'm cleaning my glasses. Assuming it's a force that is dark and vile. It is a force that is dark and vile. Surprise. Wait. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Are they, Where are you from? It's a symbol of the reclusive ghoul, a goblin civilization. Why did they decide to send me glove-shaken's warriors instead of just goblins and dwarves? Large-scale humanoid, twisted, a jointed trunk, black scales that are close set. This night creature was first created by the human necromancer Bale Healer Sinks of Orestrokes after horrible experiments on a dwarf. 247. We killed that necromancer with the last fort, or in the last fort, rather. Oh, they did actually send a goblin. IDZ23. Did I miss another Dwarf Redemption? Hold on. No, I didn't. What kind of dwarf would you like? We'll name you after this fight's over. Here they come. Fob, the worker lances, the copper lay of iron. One that might die in battle. All right. IDZ23. You become completely helpless in stressful situations. A strengthening after experiencing trauma in 318. Never feels hatred towards anyone or anything, and often feels himself changing his mind to agree with somebody else. Is prone to strong feelings of lust and is not inherently proud of his talents and accomplishments and doesn't mind wearing something special now and again. He tends to be passive in discussions and is trusting, and he is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from himself. These appear very unusual. You will be very uncomfortable. He does not go out of his way to help others, and he has a greedy streak. He doesn't seek out excitement, and he rarely feels discouraged, and he occasionally overindulges, and he has little interest in joking around, and he needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't mind being outdoors at least for a time. And he doesn't really care about anything anymore. He dreams of crafting works that are masterful someday. and personally sees concealment of emotions as a betrayal, and tries his best to never associate with such secretive fools. He likes phthalate and trifle pewter, green jade and crystal glass, alpaca wool and hatch covers, and llamas for their wool, and the words of the Palisade of Healing, and when possible prefers to consume sewer brew. For some reason. You're a member of the Mighty Coven, and a member of the Tufted Urns, and a member of the Craftsdwarves Guild. Description-wise, he has a very long beard, which is combed. His fourth toe on his left foot is broken, and his fourth toe on his left foot is smashed open, and his upper spine is bruised. His sideburns are clean-shaven. His very long mustache is arranged in double braids. His very long hair is neatly combed. He has an angular chin, and his ears are splayed out. His nose bridge is slightly convex, and his hair is gray with flecks of amber, and his skin is brown. And his eyes are amethyst, and his neck bears a massive jagged scar. He's got 5 kills, all against goblins. Sewer brew, yes, human beverage. Snatchers, what format? Okay. It's these necromancer creatures, warriors. Are the Snatchers. Dwarves come running around the corner. Look at all those arrows going out. Good lord. They're dodging bullets practically. No wounds, though. They seem to be dodging quite successfully. Ashir over here is seriously injured. The dwarves finally collide with the actual warriors now. IDZ Axe comes flying in and has already killed 2 of them. The final fights line up. These guys in actual armor are quite threatening, but because they're ranged soldiers and not melee, aren't too scary. There's just 1 alive left. And they kill it. Overall, I would say that fight went pretty well in our favor. Human products can be liked? Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, they're commonly brewed in human sieves, but they're not specifically human products. Dwarves can make sewer brew, I just can't remember the materials. Stone might remember it. Stone's better at remembering that stuff than me. There we go. Akre is recovering wounded. Holy fuck. I hear an ice cream truck. I can't say I've heard one of those since before the pandemic. Transfem is a bad person. Just gonna say that out loud before I do this. I mean, whoever got it was going to be called a bad person. Words speak now. Some swords swing with precision, while others whiff over my swords because they are swords that lack precision. Accuracy is in the eye of poking. Bears craft baskets with care because they are in concerned parents seeking for children to pick blueberries to bake into tasty treats. Rejoice, little stork. We present perfect pastries. They prance towards ovens for their perfect temperature. However, sometimes crusts burn too much and pretend that they can satisfy my taste. Heat cooks dwarves in several private areas. Today, race cars are making a slow blunder by spinning pizzas into burgers. Long appendages grasp ropes made of pigtail cloth and lack the grounds in other words. Swords beat paper sometimes despite their utility. Chess is a truthful plant. Notwithstanding, outstanding, understanding, underestimating, undermined, outperforming libraries, legitimize light bulbs holders amidst Betwixit litigations listed. What? I'm confused as to why that one has so many responses. Litigations listed lubrification and labyrinthine luminescent llamas. Unlimited lamination seems luminous. Lucanthus laughably agreed arguments stain the paper's taupe. Whatever vultures circle around a living zombie skeleton scrape together piles of rotten fingers to pay the piper parsimoniously. Perhaps we were to scorched earth shall cleanse humanity of all parasitic worms in the fleshy regions in between the shores and the sea is an anomaly. This gave the dwarves an idol to pee on. What? Darkness therefore breeds my theological ancestors. We might look alive, but actually we aren't. This is a long word story. We made it. You need a hospital? Clearly, yeah, we're bringing you to the hospital right now, Sideburns. Hey, see? I mean, it's a shear, actually, but... Feels gratitude after being able to rest and recuperate. Good dwarf. Habba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-da. Bravo, thank you. That's all I have to say is that thank you. Just bring the hospital here. Most of the chat needs it. After hearing me read all that, yeah. All right, you down here. We're going to link lever to you and link lever to you. So this goes all the way down to here. And we got to go up here. Then we'll have to go all the way across here. Human caravan has arrived. Burn is what we're going to call this. Maybe I should actually start it down here. Giraffe, hello. Stream today's been okay. No complaints yet. And we need a steel minecart. And then same with up here. Although realistically, we need several minecarts on this. Ah. One of these days, this bug will actually be fixed. I like to think that the reason this patch has been delayed is this. The whole text thing. 2. Oh, can I not add multiples to this? I thought I could. Ah, whatever. So here we are going to place chalk and chalk. This is a poem draft. We need fewer silver barbs to make grout occur. The prickleberries shouldn't be picked. let alone turned into wine to inflict. Muckroot you should not touch, as swamp whiskey is a bit much, and sewer brew liked by few, so leaving rat reed alone is what you should do. Yep. I approve of this message. Lovely, Stone. Mirror Fortress XD product galactic crossover basically control. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I don't think, and this is maybe a stretch, I don't think that KitFox Games is going to be doing any deals with Embracer Group anytime soon. KitFox Games doesn't really strike me as the kind of publisher that would be interested in working with Embracer Group. And pretty sure that Deep Rock Galactic is more or less wholly owned by Embracer Group. So I see it as very unlikely that we would ever get that crossover. As amusing as it might be, I don't think it'll ever happen. But how's draft going? Today's been a little slow. We've had some hiccups. Got a big raid earlier, which was very nice. Yeah, it's been a little all over the place. Pretty good stream though, all in all. No real complaints. Still trying to rehabilitate the YouTube channel, which has been slow and painful. Thinking about the collab potential. We're rich. Yeah, I have this weird feeling. This isn't really a conspiracy theory. This is my theory, I guess. Not really a conspiracy. My theory is that Embracer Group's entire fucking goal all along was make as much or buy as much on the cheap as possible and then sell it en masse to something or license it en masse to something. So buy as much as possible on the cheap because business is weird and people are selling right now. Buy as much as possible and then license it en masse to somebody else. And I think that's what that $2 billion deal was. I don't think they were going to buy anything. I don't think they were getting funding to make things. I think they were just going to shut down the majority of their studios and license everything to somebody else. That is my genuine belief of what that studio was trying to do. Or publisher, I guess. Ownership company, holdings company, whatever you want to call them. I genuinely find it hard to believe that they had any intention of actually doing anything with the IP that they have. I think all that they want to do is sell it to other people. World Gen. For me. Under the Brim. So, that's just... Yeah, I don't know. Are we all still dumping shit? Mostly, we're finally getting back to doing other things. Making gold thrones. So many items getting dumped. I'm so sorry. How are you dumping black sand?
The warning I got coming in here just now. Blindrel's content is intended for certain audiences. It may contain drugs, intoxication, or excessive tobacco use, significant profanity or vulgarity.
Because those warnings sound ludicrously overkill, right? It's like I turned on the drugs one because we were talking about weed earlier. But like, you drank a liter of Heineken? Okay, first and foremost, I didn't drink any Heineken on my vacation. Second, I didn't drink a liter of beer. Third, I went to a brewery that had 1 liter glasses. And I had a pint of their IPA, which was okay. And their amber ale was pretty good. 2 pints. Didn't drink a liter of any beer, let alone piss water like fucking Heineken crap. Christ almighty. Ad timing there? I mean, I would say perfect timing. Ad timing? God damn it. thing cannot be replied to. What, the resub thing? Anyway, Pablo, how do you feel welcome here? Glad I had a wonderful break. Unfortunately, it wasn't as much of a break as I'd hoped, but it was a break. Because I suddenly, halfway through my break, had to rebuild my YouTube channel, basically, but... which I wasn't thrilled about, but... only so much you can really do. You are? Well, that's good. I'm glad that you feel welcome. Woodworker withdraws from society. Noted. I played all your favorite songs. The last time I saw NoFX, I left early. I just... I don't know. I've seen them twice. I wish I like their music. And I know that this is a thing that the kids say that I don't like to say, but man, their shows are cringe as fuck, dude. like it's actually painful. Like, it's agonizing to watch them live. Pretty much, Banana. Yeah. You were enjoying the more uploads? I lost 85 subscribers in one day. And VODs were getting under 100 views, and I was getting absolutely no algorithm boosts. So, if you want to find the VODs now, the live stream archives, go to the new channel, which can be found by typing in !VODS, which will give you a link to that. It felt like a weekend. Yeah, I know that feeling under the brim. Oh yeah, no, like I get that that's their gimmick, right? And bands can have a gimmick. I'm entirely entitled to not like the gimmick and think the gimmick isn't even remotely funny, which is the case for me in NoFX. I don't like the gimmick, and I don't think the gimmick is even remotely funny. But I kind of do wish that I thought that they were funny. I kind of wish I did think they were funny, because I genuinely enjoy quite a bit of their music, but unfortunately, I don't think they're funny. But, you know, not everybody needs to have the same taste. That's what makes life interesting. And also, the last time I saw them live, they were touring with Bad Religion, and I fucking love Bad Religion. So it was like, just came off of like the high of like one of the best shows I've ever been to, and I was like, man, that was an incredible show, just like fucking in a great mood and all. And then NoFX comes on, and we're just sitting there at the back with like our cans of beer, and we're just like, wanna go? My friend's like, yep. We just got up and left. So it was like it was Bad Religion, Anti-Flag, and NoFX was that tour. It was a great tour. There, we also got to see the Real Mackenzies before them, which was also fun. So, you know, it was a great tour all in all, and I'm happy to have seen it. We stuck around for a couple NoFX songs because, like I said, I like their music, but we left pretty quickly. So what we're going to do here is this is going to send minecarts flying around this real fast. We're going to fill this lower layer up with lava, and then they will skim across the top of the lava, spraying lava mist everywhere, hopefully setting everything that walks through the general vicinity on fire. So that's what we're building here. And then maybe if we want to be fancy, we could, like, I don't know, fire like ballistas up this way or something. We've got spikes here, which I'm also going to be connecting to, you know, other things. So we got to get more spikes cooked up here. But these steel spikes are going to pop out of the ground and stab baddies. But I'm going to need to connect those to a minecart repeater or something. Lava mist generators, yep. Which you make with minecarts. Anyway, Banana Unlimited, or rather, Shiny, how you been? Those things, man. It's good to have you back. It's good to have all you guys back. And it's good to be back. Now I just need Dwarf Fortress to update, because, like, you know, as I jokingly told Kit Fox once I got back was, all right, guys, I'm back from vacation. You guys can release patches now. That's the point, to turn enemies into charcoal under the brim. So that's literally the entire point of the exercise, is to be dangerous. Trees just haven't burnt yet. Hoi. It's always been a positive thing for your dwarves. I mean, this is a positive thing for our dwarves, as in it'll make our enemies no longer be alive, which I'm pretty sure is a positive thing for our dwarves. I guess, like, what I'm gonna have to say then is, if that's the only use for mist you've heard, then that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Missed me with did I miss you with that pun? So what you're saying is that that pun makes you happy. I think that this dwarf is actually an elf. Onul, the woodworker, has created Itasistathag, an alder bow, and claims it is a Hamley heirloom, a family heirloom. Bow, of all things. This is an alder bow. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with cushioned gypsum cabochons and decorated with alder and dog bone and dog leather and oval granite cabochons. On the item is an image of 3 marquee cut gems in alder. On the item is an image of Aleth Calmpage, the dwarf, and dwarves in gypsum. Aleth Calmpage is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the ascension of the dwarf Aleth Calmpage to the position of Queen of the Tufted Urns in the year 100. Obviously. Don't mind the floating beehive. No, it does have a tile. I can tell you it has a tile. Okay, well, that's technically not reachable currently. You haven't seen it yet, you don't think? There was one of these. Twisted Logic has a video on how to make these, and there was one of these in one of the community forts. And I've built them before, just not in a while. This colony's 73 years old? No, it's not. No, this fort's, I think... Actually, I can't remember what year I started this fort. Chat, somebody want to go back in my VODs and tell me what year I started this fort? But no, it's not even remotely close to 70 years old. This is the second fort I've done in this world. I don't ever start on, like, the 100 years or the 250 years. I always start on, like, 271 or, like, 186 or, like, 12 or 573. I usually just crank the number up and pause on a year that seems neat. So the result is I literally never remember how old my forts are. Someone from the DF Discord mentioned that the world is pretty much everyone, that they had a world where pretty much everyone was dead, no humans, elves, etc. What, Age of Death or Age of Goblin? I guess it would be Age of Goblin if it was lots of pits. Up the only land that touched the edge of it. Fort map was also the edge of the world map, and somehow he's getting dwarven caravans and migrants because there's just okay. So just because all factions are dead doesn't mean all of a certain group of characters is dead, right? So all factions in a fort can be dead, but technically it's still there, if that makes any sense. So every dwarf in faction A could be dead, but it doesn't matter because there's still dwarves alive in the world. They're just hanging out in, you know, outcast amongst goblins and whatnot. Or hanging around in bandit groups or whatever, what have you. It's almost impossible to completely eradicate a specific group. Or the entirety of, like, dwarves or something. The Courageous Cult has many worshippers in Machinewaters and now requires a temple and a priest. I have to build another temple. Let's do something like that. Yeah, they go through pretty quietly, Deep Space. Well, hell yeah. Which Discord are you doing this in? Do you like the Kit Fox Games one? Under the Brim? Or is it one of the unofficial ones? That sounds like fun. Yeah, that's something that I'm really sad about with, like, the destruction of Reddit is, like, the Succession Games subreddit was pretty good. Gonna miss that subreddit. Gonna miss all of Reddit, actually. Turns out I'm also, like, the only person who's going to miss Reddit. I guess I was a bit too much of a chronic Redditor. Still taking all the... I mean, it's been here longer than you, so... And the house always wins. This should just be like a life lesson in gambling that you're learning. That gambling bad, okay? Yeah, I already missed the Dwarf Fortress subreddit. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of crap on Reddit, but now it's just all crap instead of, like, some crap and a lot of really good little communities. Now it's just... Reddit's rapidly just becoming, internet hellhole, like all for-profit internet becomes, and it sucks. Reddit is sticking to their guns, and subreddits are dying left and right, basically. And so the result for a lot of the bigger subreddits is they're still protesting, which doesn't actually mean that anything beneficial is happening. It just means that they are constantly rewriting the rules and usually just posting pictures of John Oliver and other random crap, which is just destroying what's left of the communities instead of like actively trying to move them elsewhere, which I just think's a shame. The fuck's Lemmy World? Is Lemmy World like a Reddit alternative? Because I've never heard of this. But yeah, I don't. Reddit was the best alternative to old forums. People are not going to go back to old forums, and it's just going to mean that there's less websites on the internet. Like, really? That's all that's going to happen. There's just going to be less websites on the internet, which is bad for everybody. What form of gambling was in Pokemon on the Game Boy? I've never played a Pokemon game. Are you talking about just like shiny hunting or something, or like looking for rare drops? Or was there like a gotcha mini game in there or something? I played the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End or whatever it was called, like the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the video game, because it was given to me for Christmas. And it was just on PC. Pretty bad, like 3D beat 'em up. But the balancing was all off in that game. There was slots in that game? Huh. The balancing was all off in that game, but in the first level, there was a poker game. And in the poker game, you could earn money. And you earned money and gold for playing the levels and replaying the levels, so the game wanted you to grind. However, I hated playing the game, and I hated replaying the levels. So rather than grinding by replaying levels, I just would play through the first level, get a couple bucks, and then play poker. And I maxed out all of the characters in that game playing poker, and then just raffle stomped the whole game and beat the final boss. And it took me like 3 hours to actually beat the game once I was maximum level, after playing like 10 hours of poker. The poker minigame was all right. They had pretty decent fake, like, people mimicking the movie actors for the characters, because they didn't actually have the movie actors. But it was an all right poker minigame. I think it was okay. You can say that you have a 100% win rate. So this might give people like some post-traumatic stress, but I have a 100% win rate in Radical Heights. I've played 2 games and I won both of them. It was me and Stoned Hobo. We played together, and rest in peace, that video game. What platform? The Pirates of the Caribbean game, I played it on PC. But it wasn't on Steam. I just had a disc. This was 2009. Not all games came with, like, Steam codes yet. I think it might have been, like, maybe the last PC game that I just installed off of a disc. Looks like Reddit if it was made in the year 2000. Yeah, I don't see that doing particularly well. I may actually have to move the starting spot for these. I could just wall it in. I'd also do it. You remember having a bunch of shitty movie-based handheld games on the... Hold on. Hold on. So I was looking for my Star Wars Episode 3, the movie, the video game for Game Boy, but I instead just found this. In that drawer somewhere. Yeah, no, I got Star Wars Episode 3, the movie, the video game for like my 12th birthday or something. What's with the gaps in the minecart tracks? Gotta spray lava somehow. You had that one? It was awful, wasn't it? No, that was Minish Cap. Oracle of Seasons was Game Boy Color, wasn't it? Was Oracle of Seasons Game Boy Advance? Yeah, you were close, though. Star Wars Pod Racer is the best Star Wars game. You will not be taking any questions at this time. No, the best Star Wars game is Star Wars Dark Forces 2. Jedi Knight. Star Wars Pod Racer is the best pod racing game. Ah, it's fine. Cats, you're all good. Katsundari. You played it on the Game Boy Color? Yeah, okay. I mean, it certainly would be compatible with the Game Boy Advance SP, which is what I have, or the Game Boy Advance. I will say, I don't know if this is I don't think this is a controversial opinion. Game Boy Advance SP is the best handheld console Nintendo has ever made. They've never topped it, and I don't think they ever will. It's the best handheld console they ever made. It's the best form factor. It was the last one that really like easily fit in a pocket. Like I guess like you could put like the DS was kind of the right shape to fit into a pocket, but not as well as the Advance SP. You had the one with the with tribal tattoos on it? Damn, dude. Partial to KOTOR 2? Sure. I feel like it's the one that you played the most as a kid. It's probably the one that you like the most. Dark Forces 2 are the old X-Wing games. I'm partial to Dark Forces because Dark Forces was my Doom. It was the first-person shooter I was allowed to play. And I wasn't allowed to play many first-person shooters, and I didn't get to play many first-person shooters. In fact, I got to play almost none because my parents were like, "That's violent. You don't play the violent games." If they would release old Game Boy games on foam, I see. Here's the problem, right? A2Day. They're already making bajillions of dollars not doing that. So why would they give Google money? Like, really? I mean, like, they've made a few, like, gacha games. Like, they made that Fire Emblem game. They made that crappy Animal Crossing game. And if that one Mario game. But, like, they're already making bajillions of dollars. What? I mean, I don't think they care about giving, you know, Google a cut. Pokemon Go. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, see, I didn't play Doom until, like, I'd almost moved out. Like, I was in my I was, like, 17 the first time I played Doom. And, like, I was born in 94. Why do hard things when easy things are making you rich? I wouldn't even say that it's hard. They're already doing the hard things. They made their own console and it's successful. Why do you need to give some other big corporation a cut of the profits, which is all that putting games on phones would really do? right, so this is for the Courageous Cult. They worship minerals and courage. I mean, there's 170 people watching this stream right now. There's probably more than one person that was born in the year 94. The Nintendo DS had too many gimmicks, and the Switch is a fusion between handheld and game console because Nintendo is moving away from handhelds. Phone market and App Store is too hard of a